The following program features adults using adult language. You have been warned.
All right, and we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Total Tabletop. And tonight, every Tuesday night, we have Horseman of the Apocalypse, and I am your humble Dungeon Master for the evening, DM Steelax. My name is Sean Steele, come from Northern Idaho. We got some craziness going on in my neck of the woods. I'm so glad to get escaped from everything, and we can play our favorite game, Dungeons and Dragons. We have our 4 Tuesday players, so we'll go ahead and go across the table. You guys can introduce yourselves, give us a little bit about your character, and how life is going for you.
Cool. Well, what's up, everyone? This is Kyle coming at you from York, Pennsylvania. You know me better as everyone's favorite halfling bard, Billy Shenanigan. And I echo, I second, I am in agreement with what our humble DM said. Glad to be playing a little D&D tonight and just kind of take a little pause from everything else going on. It's just fun to get in there and, just see how, Kurtz is doing with everything in his life, and see how Erna's doing with her bow that's taking over her body, and see how Ren's doing, or then he's not there because he blinks all the time. So, just lots of things going on. So, yeah, just ready to play some D&D. It's going to be fun.
I got all the criticism.
This went right down the line.
Neutral.
Right down the line.
Hi, everybody. I play Rin, the one who blinks all the time, and Ran. And I am also looking forward to at least a little bit of escapism here with the D&D. I always have fun, and it gives me a moment to smile and laugh. And that's what it's all about, really.
Absolutely. Well, welcome back.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dylan. I play Kurtz Glaskin, the human fighter cleric, and I just killed my wife and brother, so let's see how we deal with that.
Okay, just right into it.
Yeah.
Just another epic chapter in Kurt's book of shit.
I should get like atrocity bingo. I killed a child. I killed my ex. killed
Is it
my
spouse
wife.
aside?
You
This
ate
close to
her?
killing an
Brother.
unborn baby.
You ate her too. Let's not forget that.
Listen, that happened in the past. Okay, that doesn't
The future.
past, future.
It's a problem for future past Kurtz.
Yeah.
One of those two. What's the problem for one of them?
And everyone's starting to slowly realize why Kurtz is so fucked up. There's reasons, people.
Kurtz forgot that when you play bingo, you only have to get like a line or a diagonal.
He's going
always
for the whole
plays full
board.
card.
Oh, yeah, black box.
It's like cards. You only have to get one way or the other. No, full card, Finley. Full card. Okay, shit.
Oh,
My
it's
bad.
been great to see all your guys' characters' journeys. But we got one more introduction.
Hey everyone, my name is Connor. I am coming from San Diego, California, and I'm playing Urgra Dropper. And again, fun to escape. And also, this is my first game in a long time where I don't have to worry about organic chemistry breathing down my neck. So
Hey!
I'm pretty thrilled.
Yay.
There you go. There you go.
Did you finish the class or what?
I finished my class, and by the grace of a significant curve due to this
Valashar.
online thing, I got an A.
Hey,
Ooh.
nice. Well done.
Yeah, I hate chemistry, let alone biochem.
Show him a little bit of love, chat. Let's get some A's in the chat for Connor.
Hey,
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad all of you
and
guys
some A's.
were able to make it for tonight's episode, which is episode 61. We are chugging along.
Woo.
We are at the end of day 1 of year 8. Lots of stuff been going on. But before we get into tonight's game, we got some announcements to go over because the last quarter ended. Yes, we are
Finally
now
ended.
in
What are my
summer,
points?
the summer quarter for our channel.
I have nothing.
Yes, if you do exclamation point points, you will see
Oh no.
everyone has
Oh,
been
no.
stripped
It's all
of their
gone.
former
Oh, no.
glory.
God, we're all equal.
Yes, we
Oh
are.
God.
The great equalizer, the
It's
strip
America.
of the quarter.
Ah!
So
Shit.
some quick admin details to push out. There isn't like a video or anything about it for this quarter, but moving forward, what I want to start doing is using the quarter resets as kind of like a state of the game, a developer update, where we'll kind of address all of the changes for the whole channel and put it in just a short video format and then throw it on the Discord so you guys can see it. So just be a little fun way to do it. Or we might even stream it. I'm not sure. Might be a cool way to get some Q&As for it as well, or get your guys' opinions on changes moving forward. But if you guys are in the Discord channel, you can see all the announcements. But in case you missed any of it, we had the top 40 people for the table tokens were given their VIP badges. So if you had one before and it was stripped, it's because you weren't in the top 40. Better luck for the next quarter. But we got some people who are here who didn't have them before who have them now. So that's a lot of fun. So you can look.
Where's my goddamn badge, Sean?
You have the moderator one now, which
No.
is above VIP. So I went through and made sure all the staff had the appropriate ones. So with moderators, you guys are able to kick people off
Well,
if they're
don't
being-
you feel silly now?
demoted to VIP.
And it's gone. Hope you enjoyed it for the first 5 minutes of the quarter. It's gone now.
So how the table tokens are going to be working, we are cranking up the rate of which you guys are going to earn them. So every 5 minutes it dishes it out. You guys are going to be getting 10 points per minute if you're watching, and 20 if you are active. Follow, subs, raids, hosts, all that stuff is going to be a lot more. So it should help everybody to get going with the point system much quicker, so you guys can start spending them in the mini games much faster. So that was pretty much it for that announcement. What else do we have? We had, oh yes, if you guys see in the top right hand corner, we have 10,000 bit challenge that we're going to run for the entire quarter. So all the bits you guys do for cheering, just if you're enjoying what's going on, you guys can also purchase inspiration points and health potions for the players to use with their characters. All that stuff gets thrown into this pool. So if you guys can get to 10,000 bits by the end of the quarter, we're going to be doing a merch giveaway. So new to the channel, we also have we have merch that you guys can check out if you guys want to get some cool swag and support the channel. The link is down in the panels on Twitch through the Stream Elements store. But we're gonna, if we hit that challenge by the end, we're gonna be giving away some free merch. So there'll be more information. If we hit it, we'll talk about when the night is that we're actually going to be doing the giveaways, because you're going to have to be present to win. So I have a feeling that night is going to have a lot of viewers. So if you guys work towards that, would be awesome. And oh, look, we got some more coming in there. So I don't know how much of a delay there is between the bits being shared and...
It's already updated.
Did it already? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I was hoping it was instant. All right, so we're at 211 out of 10,000. Good luck. Just another way that we can get back to you guys for supporting us. So that is one of the announcements. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we also hit 2,000 followers for Twitch.
Yeah.
So there's a
very cool.
milestone.
Very
cool.
Just hit it today. Raffle changes.
awesome.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go over that. So also with the raffles, we are going to be increasing the payout for them to be like 10,000 or higher. So it's going to be a lot up for grabs. The downside to it is that it is now going to cost table tokens. So the currency you guys are accruing to buy tickets. So you can buy up to 100 tickets when it's open. So after the exclamation point raffle, you put in how many tickets you want to buy, and players, staff members, everybody can get on that because there's no harm for anybody getting it. So up to 100 for it. If you are a subscriber, you get a bonus 10 tickets as well. Let's see. Also, no vault moving forward. So we had a lot of changes going forward with the bits and the gifted subs and stuff like that for the... We were calling it the vault, where there was a bunch of extra points, or a bunch of extra inspiration points and stuff for you guys. For this quarter, we're going to try not having that vault. So how that's going to work, if you do the things that give the perks and they're already full, it's not going to carry over. There's going to be no vault. So you're going to want to time it appropriately, or, I mean, it's also to support the channel. So thank you for doing that. But if you do it for the bit side, it still will go towards the goal, the challenge for the quarter. So it's not for naught. So we got that, went over that. All right, the last one is Rise of Unity, a show that is going to be coming to replace the Wednesday game because it's open now. Spaz is going to be running Rise of Unity, and it's going to take place in the same world that these guys are playing in, Candoria, but it's going to take place 2,000 years previous to it. He has selected his players, so here to announce who they are tonight. We got Brian, we got Shadow, Jackie, and myself.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
Should be a lot of fun. So we're going to be posting more information. We're all creating our characters, going through all the different things. Spaz has been hammering away at making this massive, kind of like a player hand what do they call it? PHB kind
Handbook,
of
yeah.
handbook for his game, and he's wanting that to be completed before it kicks off. So when that is, we're gonna start rocking and rolling. So if you guys are in the Discord, you can check it out. A lot of announcements. I think that is pretty much it. Did I forget anything?
Sound pretty good to me.
You got the checklist, man.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Oh, AJ, the other shows on the channel.
Oh, well, yes. So, of course, Sundays, we have Ages Past with me DMing, along with Kyle and Connor here, and Kayla, Scott, and Cody joining us at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we, of course, have the world building that's still going on in the mornings of Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Yeah? Most of the thing?
The devs are still meeting. We haven't started streaming it, but soon. Soon.
All right. But the one that you can at least catch on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. is Day Spoon's Magic the Gathering Arena to check out and see how we can do some more fun with the Magic card game. So check us out if you can, and also our Discord. We have more information there, as well as community to chat with us, ask questions, and to get to know each other a bit better.
Perfect. And it looks like everybody is still at 0 points. It's supposed to every 5 minutes give it out. So what we're gonna do to kickstart it is everybody who's here, we're gonna give 100 points.
Hey.
Just to see if this.
Yeah, let's just go.
Let's see if it works. That's the real meat.
There we go. Now we have.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So if you're here and you were here for the announcements, you made it through the the boring part, all the admin stuff. There is some free points to get you rolling on getting some more points. Okay, let's get a recap. Connor, what happened last week on episode 60 of HotA?
Well, we started off on a rather mysterious step. We found that we were being followed by a little Kurtz doll. This doll had a rather threatening note telling Kurtz that in the cave where he ate the forbidden fruit, those that he loved were in imminent danger, and if he hurried, he may be able to save them. Now, none of us knew what that meant, but Kurtz was willing to share after telling us we needed to haul ass and get there ASAP to a cave where he once tactfully retreated from a battle, an unwinnable battle, where he and his head lieutenant, a woman named Alex, got refuge. He also shared that apparently, due to just lack of any sort of rations, water, etc., he ended up having to eat Alex to stay alive himself. Some of us took that a little rougher than others, but eventually, before we could really talk out our feelings, we ended up at the cave. And upon entering, we found two more people from Kurtz's past. A hobgoblin named Havoc, who apparently was a specialist at defeating magic users, and a human named Philip, who apparently was more than what he seemed. Now, we began to engage in conversation, only to find ourselves completely surrounded by scores and scores of archers ready to let loose on us on the slightest sign of combat. Their demands were for Kurtz to go in further alone and talk to their leader, who apparently had those that he loved. We left with very little choice, we agreed, and Kurtz went further into the cave, finding lots of torture devices, Iron Maidens, racks, and other such things from his past. And another thing from his past, his lieutenant, Alex, seemingly alive and wearing a strange gauntlet on her hand. And behind her, tied up and apparently in some sort of perhaps enchanted sleep, was his brother, Himmler, his wife, the wood elf Anna, as well as his two long-lost half-elf children, Cassandra and Emily. His lieutenant, Alex, then proceeded to tell him that he was being given a choice to either save one group of them, his daughters, or his wife and his brother. He would be able to choose, but whoever he didn't choose would immediately die. He eventually, after much soul-searching, chose his daughters, and immediately a seeming hellscape pit emerged under his wife and brother, and they were instantly incinerated into nothing, completely unrecognizable by anyone. Once this happened, Kurtz fought Alex, and it was quite a fight. They were both very well matched. Kurtz using his divine magic, Alex using this apparently unknown power from the gauntlet. But it seemed to be the tipping point was the first activation of the Carvalia Stone, which allowed Kurtz to gain the benefits of a barbarian rage and severely hampering the damage output of Alex.
That was an MVP play right there. That was like, continue. Okay, that was huge though. We did.
It was huge.
Emphasize how huge that shit was, but
it was huge.
Continue.
That was my last fuck. Like
Yeah.
Oh, he finally gave
Oh,
it.
what? No way!
It
was
only
it.
took 60 episodes.
240 hours, but we finally got that last fuck.
Yeah. Eventually, though, Kurtz was able to strike down Alex, and after she fell and with some final taunting words, he realized that the gauntlet she was wearing was now on his hand. The rest of the party, once this happened, noticed that all of Kurtz's past legion, who were the ones who were holding us hostage, seemed to disappear into dust, leaving behind several seemingly valuable treasures but with them. However, we ignored those for now and rushed forward to see Kurtz, trying to wake his daughters, or rather, I'm sorry, I mixed up first. Upon Alex dying, his legion apparently seemed to turn on him in Kurtz's eyes and seemed to attack him as ephemeral ghosts. None of us could see this except for Kurtz trying to swing wildly at apparently endless enemies. And in Kurtz's eyes, once he swung at them and killed them, they seemed to disappear. Eventually, the two half-elf girls were resurrected and were charmed by everyone's favorite halfling bard, Finley Shenanigan, and taken away from their father, who seemed to be having a bit of a midlife crisis. Once everyone got their shit together, however, we left the cave after collecting some of the loot that was dropped by these ghosts. And we made our way out of the cave. And something unusual happened. Kurtz, who was seeming to be dead set on bringing his daughters to Devaria for the sheer purpose of her being a very powerful ally and being able to protect them, decided to heed his daughter's wishes instead to return to Solomon and the hideaway in Glanchester where future priestesses are trained.
Mm-hmm.
So we set out upon the road, Finley turning into a giant, what was it, a giant badger?
Yep.
With an intelligence of 2.
Which isn't much better than or worse than. Anyway, continue.
No. But eventually we made our way there. Night has fallen. We have the girls in tow, and we are just apparently about to round to see our first view of Glanchester and see what it might hold for us.
Awesome.
Nice. Thanks, Tibbs.
Yep. All right. So with the sun slowly getting just over the horizon, you can see all the rolling hills. It's starting to be just above the crest of all the trees, getting ready to go down. It is kind of a pinkish orange color. Yes, Finley, go ahead.
Damn it, Kyle.
I would like to also remind you that I had said that when we were a mile or so out, I was going to clairvoyance the city.
Yep.
So I would like that Kurtz would, knowing the lay of the land-ish, because we've been here before, right?
Mhm.
And he's like map guy, right?
Yep.
Maybe give me a little bit of a ping of when to do that. Unpause. Continue with your beautiful description. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all you get.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
no.
trees and sky and shit.
Trees.
Okay.
I was gonna go into the beautiful colors and the smells, but no. Finley's gonna go ahead and class his clairvoyant eye. No, I'm just kidding. But
What
actually,
do I see? What do I see with my clairvoyant eye,
Yeah,
Sean? What beautiful
let's-
colors of orange and purples do I see?
Yeah, Sean.
Holy fuck! What? Is this a town full of chicks? I'm not telling them. It's totally abandoned. I'll go check it out for their inspection.
So I'm getting the hang of Roll20. I learned some functions last week that I didn't even know Roll20 had. So Kyle, you can see, and they cannot. So you get a head start. This is what you see as you cast your eye. How far up above Glanchester are you going for?
I mean, I'm hoping that, I don't need to necessarily discreetly see this. Plus, you have to be able to see it anyway, I'm pretty sure. So, probably right about where you put me is fine. What am I? Maybe like 50, 60, 70 feet up there,
Do you have global illumination? I don't think there's any dynamic on this one.
Yeah,
I can see. Okay.
wherever you have me at, it's almost like you knew exactly where I was going to put my clairvoyant eye, Sean. Right where I am. How about that?
We've had a long
I
time
just
getting to know each other, Kyle.
Just see the whole layout of the town here. So yeah, the way I see the full map is perfect. That'll work.
All right, so you're going to see a bunch of smaller girls in pretty modest robes kind of running around. Some of them are tending to gardens. Some of them are kind of playing. You can see Miss Claudia, who's standing right here. She was the one who's making the pies and everything last time you were here. Solomon's not too far away from her. You do see Selena and Bishop are here. And Selena seems like she's kind of talking with one of the girls, and then Tatiana is over by the well, and you can see her holding a small child kind of wrapped up in some very clean white linen, kind of swaddled all around him.
All right. I think just to make it easier, I can talk while I'm looking at this, so I'll just relate to the group everything I'm seeing, so they can. I mean, it looks like the village is still there. Everything looks actually quite peaceful. Can I tell how old the girls are that are running around? You said there's girls. Can I tell if they're like
Careful.
girls, or are they like girls as in the gender, but they're older as in women, Sean?
Let's be careful here, Kyle.
I'm just saying, you guys can't see the map. There's a lot of chicks here, okay? I just need to know how old they are before we go down this path.
The half dozen girls in question, are the age type where Finley would go away for a while.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they are actual girls,
Yes.
not girls as in women, but girls and boys. Okay, got it. Yep.
Yes, children.
Okay, cool.
They are children.
Perfect. Children would be the better way to go. Okay, got it. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So everything I'll relate it to the group then. Yep. So
Okay.
everything looks pretty good. Yeah. we can go. Proceed on.
Okay, well that's good at least, right?
And I'll tell them about Tatiana. I see all the people, the main NPC people that you mentioned.
And they're like, "What's an NPC?"
It's a
Yeah,
non-playable character.
Yeah.
You see, none of this is real.
We're in the Matrix.
Wow. All right, but yeah, I see Solomon. I see the Claudia lady. I see the Tatiana lady with a little. Oh, she's holding the baby. Oh, that's nice. And that big bishop fuck guy. Do I see this thing over here, Sean?
Yes, that is Selena.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So I tell them all that stuff.
This thing.
All right, yeah, we're good. We can proceed. We're fine. Let's go.
Can
Is
you?
Bishop there?
Yeah. Bishop. Yep. Yep.
Well, what do you know?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, would you have a lot of questions then to ask Solomon exactly how they lost track of these two?
Pretty straightforward. They were out, and then they were kidnapped.
Well, you think they might have gone looking for the girls?
Let's just get them to town and be done with this. We have other things to do.
Right. So again, the idea here as we're walking towards the town, Kurtz, is that maybe take it with a little grain of salt here in terms of we don't necessarily know all of what happened why your daughters were taken here, but I mean, if Bishop was here, I mean that's a pretty big thing. I mean, he's a pretty powerful fellow there to just have someone just stolen out of the ranks here. So just let's get to the bottom of it. I mean, if someone fucked up, well then we'll hold them accountable, right? But I'll leave that to your discretion what that means of accountable and what that means after that part. But okay, anyway, so yeah, but I did see the cabbages too. The girl said that they were stolen from the cabbages. I saw the cabbage patch. That's hilarious. All right, that's all I got for the walk till we get there.
All right, and as
Try to calm Kurtz down before.
Sure. So Finley, you got a pretty good overview of the area. It looks like it's still in one piece. You guys were kind of in question because this location was destroyed on the original timeline from the first Horseman, but you guys were able to defeat him before he was able to do that. So that was one of the things you guys were wanting to do. It does look safe and sound. It looks like everything is exactly how you saw it the first time. And as you are getting closer and closer, you can see Emily starting to get really excited, and she's going to kind of let go of Cassandra's hand and start kind of like running ahead, like still within eye shot, within a safe distance. But you can see her getting really excited. She's kind of hiking up her skirt so her legs can move a little bit freer. She's kind of running towards down this path. The pathway is going to be just mostly dirt, but you're going to have these white and gray kind of larger stones that are sporadically along it as you guys are going up. The grass on either side is this very vibrant green color, and you can see as the sun is beginning to slowly start to go under the peaks of it, it's kind of shining through all the trees, and some of the colors are starting to look very vibrant as the wind is kind of blowing. Rin, you know that throughout the different years there were different natural disasters. This year was, I believe, more like tremors and earthquakes.
Oh, still? Okay.
Yeah, so kind of like there's not 20 different natural disasters. So this year was another earthquakey type year. Obviously there was the monster attacks and all the other stuff like that, but that was the natural disaster of the year, was more tremors. But since you guys have been here, you haven't felt anything shaking, nothing that has stood out to be alarming, but you guys are finally here on the outside of Glanchester as Emily is starting to rush forward very excitedly. What would you guys like to do?
Look at Kurtz.
Kurtz is kind of just walking forward, a little dead-eyed. He's like calmed down, but now he just looks sort of not there, like on autopilot.
Okay.
Are they running to someone who we could talk to, an adult?
You haven't seen anybody yet, but you're starting to make your way. This pathway you can see is going to lead in between some of these hovels. You guys have been here before. You've seen what the buildings look like. Just around the bend, just around the river bend is Glanchester.
Beautiful.
So it's not too far away. Was there anything anybody wanted to do before getting there, or just?
Similar turn, I'm just keeping an eye on Kurtz to just see if he does anything untold.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
So Emily will be, a good stint ahead of all of you guys running in there. And upon seeing Emily come running in, two of the younger girls are going to come running up to meet her, and you're going to see her just kind of collapse into a hug and just kind of wrap around all three of them as they're all just, "We missed you, where have you been?" Oh, it's a long story, but we have some friends that are here with us. And she'll kind of like turn back and point to the rest of you who are just coming around the bend into the town. And the two girls that came to greet Emily will kind of yell out for everyone, "Emily's back, and she brought friends! Everyone come look!" And you'll see like everyone kind of like starting to look over towards the direction, and you can see a heavy set woman in this kind of gaudy robe outfit kind of clunking her way over towards Emily, and she's just gonna grab her and just kind of squish her into her big belly and just, "Oh, I missed you so much," just like pulling her in. You could just see her just kind of like getting drowned in the big belly. She's just pulling her in, giving her a loving embrace.
Grandma hug.
Yes.
Huh.
Big old comfy grandma hugs.
How weird.
All right. I think I'm just following Kurt's lead on this one. These are his kids, so.
Okay.
I'm just getting ready in case Kurtz does something against Solomon. I mean, I thought he was going to do the
Fireball.
ritual. Yeah.
I have new powers now.
Oh yeah, Solomon, I like what you done. Ah! No, Kurtz will move up away and over to the corner of the house and just sort of just be
Loiter.
studying the scene.
Okay. And you'll see Cassandra kind of starting to walk forward, and she'll kind of pause for just a moment, and she'll turn towards you, Finley. And you'll see her kind of make eye contact, and it's just a very quick moment, but you kept your promise. And so she's just going to take a really quick second to just kind of nod at you, just kind of being thankful. And then she'll come running in and just grab onto Miss Claudia. She just barrels right into her, hugging her. You just see Miss Claudia just kind of, just kind of kissing all over them.
Not fuck my daughter.
No, not like romantic kisses.
I'm telling Finley.
Wait, what did I do now? What did I do?
I think he's just getting a head start.
Gotcha.
Oh, squashing anything? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like,
that's a future Finley problem.
Yeah.
he has like 20 years of fatherhood to catch up on.
That's a future Finley problem. Future Kurtz. That's a future Kurtz problem. Anyway,
And you'll see her
Only
kind
a little
of
problem though.
hike up her dress and
Edith
kneel
Deletus.
down. Miss Claudia does towards Emily. Oh, my heavens, where have you been? And my memory is not very good. I don't remember, but they all saved us. She kind of points towards all of you, kind of like one at a time. They all saved us. They're heroes.
Kurtz will approach. We happened to find these children in the forest while we were traveling through the area. We had heard of a settlement up this way and thought that this might be where they had come from.
And you'll see the sheer excitement that is on Miss Claudia's face very quickly changes as you're starting to explain your story. And she'll kind of do a final kind of tuffle of Emily's hair, and she'll kind of walk up to you. "Oh dear, yes, they've been missing for quite some time. thank you so much. And she'll be kind of like reaching for her hand to just shake it to thank you. And
Just limp.
okay. The warrior arm is just flailing around. All right. And you can see Solomon starting to walk up behind. And he's going to have kind of a pretentious look on his face. He'll be seeing the girls, and you'll see a moment of excitement, but then he's going to be looking at the rest of you. Kind of cautious. What are you all doing here?
Saving the lives of your
Wards.
wards. That's it. I was thinking wares, but that's not the vibe we're going for here.
And he'll kind of walk forward and not like rudely, but kind of put himself in between Miss Claudia and you. Just it seems more of like a protective thing, not being rude, but kind of, you know, the man of the house kind of a thing. As he'll kind of put himself forward, and he isn't even looking at the girls. He's just focused on all four of you, and he'll kind of bring up his arms. The sleeves of his cloak, the dark gray sleeves, are very long, and they can kind of like meet up with some slacks. So he'll kind of fold his arms in, and he'll be kind of walking towards you. I must thank you for saving them, but why did you risk yourselves?
Why wouldn't we? Two small children in danger? What kind of a person would walk away?
Please, you must forgive my awkwardness. It's been a while since we've seen anybody from outside outside our home. Please come in. And he'll kind of step to the side and usher you to come in. And you will start to see Tatiana starting to work her way over, holding the little baby. And you're going to see Emily kind of push through the two smaller girls that are here and just start bolting towards. She's like, oh, I miss Timmy so much! And she comes running up, and she's kind of like grabbing at his feet that are, she kind of like pulls away the wrap around it as his, you know, you see little baby feet hanging out, and she's kind of playing with it, and just, Timmy!
Before everyone disperses, I want to pop that.
Detect good and evil. All right. So for the duration, you know if there is lots of things within 30 feet of you.
It's mostly detecting alignment.
That's right. And you've used this many times before. So, whilst putting on your evil v good glasses and you're looking over this area, you're actually going to get a wash of serenity and wholesomeness. It's just this whole area just seems to be blessed. So it's not only just these people are of good alignment. You can just feel this whole area. Looking at the buildings, even like you've never seen it react this way. Going at this whole area almost seems sanctified. And okay.
That's it.
Okay.
While all this is going on, so when I had an aerial view of this place, I saw that cabbage patch up where the girls said that they were taken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while they're doing all this nonsense, I'd like to try to make my way up towards that cabbage patch, even sneakily if I have to.
It's actually going to be the one behind you, based on the
This one?
description. Yeah.
Yep, cool. Yeah, so while everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, we're back," okay, like little girls doing little things and being adorable, which is fine. What I'm looking for down in this cabbage patch, Sean DM, is gosh, just anything, kind of like a Sherlock Holmes kind of idea here. Looking for maybe any kind of obviously looking for a cabbage being turned the wrong way doesn't make any sense. But like, I mean, something fishy about this. This is the first time that we'd have any kind of inclination of the masked one being involved in something, taking little kids, like all these kind of weird things. With so like, Alex was here or the Legion was here. So I'm looking for just Mad One clues, if that makes any kind of sense. If I could just like kind of do a one over of the cabbage patch, like maybe get an idea where they were taken, or see, like, I don't know, just a gut feeling any detective has.
Sure. All right, so we're going to get an investigation check from you. Are you
Okay.
going to be trying to get advantage with utilizing the mask in any form?
Am I going to use the mask? No,
He
but I
doesn't
do have
the
three.
mask.
I do have 3 luck points though. So if I don't like
Okay.
the roll, I'm going to use one.
He
All
does
right.
have the mask. We did find that it was in his
Yes.
bag. Remember?
Yeah.
That's right.
He
Yeah.
does. He does indeed.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this,
Neat.
Yeah, you are.
and just because I said it, I'm just going to do it anyway for a luck point, just because
Oh!
that's even better. That's that halfling.
Damn!
That halfling lucky gut feeling, like, oh, there's something I miss out here, and it's always the cabbages, So okay, I'm gonna go look at the cabbages. So
There's a handwritten letter that describes the whole evil plan.
You peel back a cabbage and there's a baby face.
And on the note it says, and remember, do not drop this in the cabbage patch or they'll know our whole plan.
don't let them find this one very specific thing if they crit on a roll. Yes. So go ahead. Yes, my halfling gut feeling. Go ahead.
All right, so let me scroll down a slight little bit here. All right, so down on, come on, roll 20. There we go. Down here at the end, you're actually going to see many footprints impressed into the dirt. Looks like most of them try to stay off of the softer dirt. Farmland is usually not compressed because not like a pathway, so footprints go into it very easily. You notice that there are several sets of very distinctive footprints that look like the kind of boots that soldiers would wear. Coming in, you got a bird's eye view looking at everybody here. Everyone kind of wears the farmer kind of attire. This is definitely off-putting. Like, nobody wears boots that could do that here. And you'll see them kind of scurrying around, and it looks like they were almost trying to cover the tracks a little bit, but it was maybe done a little bit too quickly, because you got a 34 with the crit for investigation, so you're going to be just getting right down in that, and you can actually make it out that they didn't hide their tracks good enough. You can spot it out, no problem. So it actually lines up with the story that you heard with the girls, that this is probably where they were taken. Or
Okay.
with the 34, it is where they were taken. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You were
gotcha.
sure of it.
Like specifically sure. Okay. Okay. With that, I know you said several. Okay. Cool. And I mean, the direction, I guess, would
Four.
be the direction
There was
that.
four. With that high of investigation, I'll give you some details.
Okay.
You see 4 separate tracks. Where the struggle was, it all gets mixed up, but you can tell at some point of where the tracks are, there's 4 separate different ones. And even though it was still a little while ago, there's still traces of it.
Okay. And I guess the only real thing I would like to know maybe from that roll would be a direction of the tracks. Did the tracks go kind of like, I know we're kind of far away from where Alex took the kids. However, is it going that direction, or is it going like a different direction that maybe I could follow it?
The footprints of this area are giving you some clues, and you can ask some other questions if you like, but they're going to eventually get back onto the grass, and several, over a week of the grass blades moving back and forth. Footprints don't stay in grass very well because they follow the sun.
All right.
So you
If
can
you wanna
kind of
go-
make
if-
out what happened here, but as far as where they originated from or where they went after, it's going to be lost in the grass.
All right. I'll see if I can think of any other questions I want to ask, but if you want to go back
We
to the rest of
seriously
the
have
group,
134
that's fine.
viewers right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what happens when he.
That's
hey,
very
hi, everybody. Yeah.
Welcome to the table. We're glad everyone's here.
Halfling crit rolls of gut check Sherlock Holmes investigations will do that.
You brought
Right,
them.
I'm
You
a-
brought them,
I'm-
Finley. Good job.
I'm gonna think of some questions
Sure.
if you want to go back to the group and see if there's anything on top of that. But
Absolutely.
continue. It's gonna take me a while to do that anyway, so you're good.
Okay. So you guys, where we leave off, Emily was kneeling down, kind of playing with the baby's toes that Tatiana was holding as she was walking towards the group from the water well. Miss Claudia was there, and you're going to see her kind of still be hugging Cassandra a little bit. And oops, that is the wrong direction. And Solomon was just kind of opening up the home, like welcoming you guys all here, while still keeping a careful eye on all of you, especially you, Kurtz. I'm the front because you're the most physically menacing. You know, like you're just the strongest physically.
That's
looking
profiling.
Person. It is. He's
Your
old
hell
and set in his
gauntlet.
ways, though.
Well, in all fairness, I did walk away, so you are now the. When I'm there, I
Oh,
am
yeah.
the most prowess. But now that I walked away, by default, you are second up. Yes, so
Yeah.
he'll start looking at me once I come back. Be like, "Whoa, that guy's up to no good."
No,
But
that
all right,
fucking
continue.
that weird little midget running around.
and
Small hands.
and as Solomon kind of takes a step back, you're going to hear him kind of do a whistle, and it apparently was for Bishop, which you guys know who Bishop is, but he doesn't know you know any of them. So you're going to be seeing Bishop starting to run very quickly towards, in reaction to Solomon's whistle,
Jesus.
kind of in a state of alert. But as soon as he sees all of you guys, like, he's not like running in like full attack mode with his pole arm, but it's, you know, at the ready as he's coming in. But as he sees you guys, it's going to seem like he recognizes all of you, because he's going to quickly stop charging in with it fully, and he's going to be extending his arm up to you, Urga. Yes, what would you like?
I was just saying, hey.
Oh, I thought you were like, call on me, I
Yeah.
got something to say.
No.
Hey, bro.
Okay. Yeah, so he will come towards you. It's all of you. And the girls, you're all here.
Yes.
And,
And you're here too, surprisingly. I didn't know you knew this place. Or, well, maybe you didn't. Is Selena still around? Are you protecting her?
yes, of course, I never leave Selena's side. She's still here, and you can hear him yell for Selena, Selena, you'll never believe who's here. And you can just hear it just kind of booming towards the back, and she'll be kind of making her way, but she was a little ways away. And Solomon will be kind of looking at your guys' party, looking at the girls, looking at Bishop, very confused at this point. Bishop, you know them? And of course I know them, Selena and I, and Tatiana even. And Tatiana's there holding the baby. She's like, oh, hi Urgra, hi everyone.
Damn it.
And
So
Hello.
Solomon, did they not tell you the circumstances that led to Tatiana leaving the service of the temple?
She's holding an infant. Urgra, I think.
I'm referring to how she left the temple.
She's
It
holding an
involved
infant.
us, if you don't remember.
they did mention that there were people. Please, apparently we're all more familiar than I am aware.
That is absolutely true.
The girls have all eaten supper, and we're actually about to put them down for the night. We haven't eaten yet. Please, I welcome all of you in, and we can all feast together, and we can all get acquainted, and I can get caught up because I don't know what's going on here at all.
Oh, is it more of Miss Claudia's famous pies?
She looks over. She's like, "Oh, you have heard of Miss Claudia's pies?"
Is that a euphemism, Sean?
No, it is not. She's like, "I did make pie."
Cakes
Yes,
and pies.
I'm told that's all that you cook.
And
Wow.
Rin, you're pretty close to Solomon. You hear him kind of clear his throat. That's for sure. And she's like, yes, well, they are quite delicious. Please, I'll put the girls to bed, and you guys can all go into the main hall. And she'll kind of point over to this building here is kind of where food will be prepared.
Sounds good.
Oh, yeah, I'll walk inside and I'll definitely lean into Finley just for a quick second in a bit of a halfling and just kind of go to him and go, hey, I didn't know Kurt was going to be lying about this. Should we just keep it playing along?
I don't know what you were talking about there. I was looking at cabbages the whole time. What are you talking about?
Well, he said that we found a girl in the forest and we didn't find him in the forest and they're his daughters and not mentioning all the details.
You really gotta enunciate your vowels a little bit more, Marine. I only got about half of what you said there.
Enunciate your vowels.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
your
yeah.
consonants, your vowels.
Yeah, sure. Let's see how that would go. So that
Yeah,
would
let's see if
be.
your vowels. That's how halfling works. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be the enunciation
That's
of the
it.
vowels.
That's
Sure.
it. That's right. Okay. Why did you say that the first time? Okay, yeah. I'm just following
Stupid.
Kurtz's lead. Follow Kurtz's lead here.
If anyone is curious, this is how they speak halfling.
This is how
in
you
this
talk
game.
at halfling. Yep.
All right.
We'll go with that. Enunciate vowels, folks.
You'll see Miss Claudia kind of gathering up all 6 of the girls and kind of bringing them towards this building over here. And let's see. Selena will be coming forward, and she'll be seeing all of you. You guys can do all the general greeting instead of doing, highs 14 times, since there's a lot of people here. After you guys introduce yourselves, she will be kind of mother henning over Cassandra and Emily, and she is going to say, she's going to bring them to the building just to the east of where you guys are, right next to the well. She's going to have them wash up, and she's going to bring them in to clean them up and check them for any injuries and get them fresh clothes and stuff like that, and let them kind of settle in. Unless you are going to try to stop them, Kurtz.
Kurtz is actually, as everyone is going to sit down to eat, just gonna stop, sort of stare off into the distance, and just be like, "Actually, I find myself without appetite. I'll do a walk around to make sure no one from the Legion followed us. Don't worry about me."
Bishop will overhear it, and he will turn to you, but just throwing out an offer. Would you like company?
Shit.
Who could say no to a little one-on-one with
Yeah,
Bishop?
fucking God, another kid I'm gonna get killed. If you so wish.
Well, if it's for security reasons, of course. I mean, that's my primary concern here.
I did actually, before you come along with me, have a question. How exactly did the girls get taken while I assume this settlement is under your control, or protection, rather?
They must have been watching us for quite some time, and they waited until I was not able... I mean, there's many people to keep an eye on to reside here. My primary focus, of course, is protecting Selena, but I've gotten close to everyone who lives here in Glanchester. They waited until I was not around them. The girls were told to go collect cabbages for supper, and just ran out very quickly. It's just bad timing. An insight check. All right. All right. No, that's a good thing to do. He seems to be telling the truth. As you're kind of looking around at this area, what you guys see here on the map isn't the only thing. They seem to be a very self-sufficient area. They grow all their food. They probably do their own hunting and all that stuff. There is quite a bit of area here, and it's just how children are, how they just go off and play. It's you believe it. Well, you can do whatever you want with the information, but he seems to be telling the truth.
Stab him in the kidney. No.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just know that was one of the questions everyone wanted to ask. So I'll just look at everyone else and be like, well, if no one else has any arguments against it.
Against eating? No.
I love me some food.
And I will brood.
All right. Well,
I would like to brood.
Whilst
I would like to use my full action to brood.
All right. So while you head off to start doing the perimeter check, but to brood, you can go off with Bishop, which we will we'll come back to the two of you as you guys are going off and doing your patrol. All right, so the rest of you who are staying here, we have Rin, Urgra, and Finley. Selena is taking Cassandra and Emily off to this building here. You might see her soon, but she's, definitely making the priority be the girls, while leaving by the well is going to be Finley and Tatiana. And Finley, you're going to get a good look at this little blonde hair baby. He's got, less than a year old, so doesn't have a lot of hair, but you can see the little blonde hair just kind of at the top of this little swaddle that's kind of wrapped him up. And you can see him kind of, he's got like this spit bubble that's on his mouth, and he's trying to kind of blow it off.
Freaking babies being adorable. All right. I'll go over and just be like, oh, so that's a cute little tyke you got there. Do you mind if I take a wee bit of a look? Can I just, I'm kind of short. If you haven't noticed, I can't really see up that high.
Absolutely.
But I love babies.
Sure. And as Tatiana kind of kneels down and kind of turns, she adjusts how she's holding it, so you can kind of get a good look at him. And it's hot diggity damn, Finley. This baby looks very familiar. It's definitely an infant, but you've seen this face before.
All right. So my question was going to be, first of all, does it look like Timmy from year 20? That was my first thing.
You don't even have to roll. It is.
It looks it looks like a Timmy baby. Oh God.
Oh.
Son
What
of
could
a
go wrong?
nutcracker.
What could go wrong if we stay here?
Protect
for
this
more
baby.
than 5 minutes. We gotta get out of here right now.
So while you were doing that description, the thing I was thinking in my head and also / giggling at myself was, so I should not invoke my ability of Tavern Brawler and use a baby as an improvised weapon. I shouldn't do that. No. Just keep that. I should keep that to myself.
If you want
I
some
should keep that
extra
to myself,
corruption
yeah.
points, I mean, I think that's an excellent choice. But
I'm not going to. I'm just saying that probably wouldn't be the best time to do that. Now that I know that it's Tim, the connection is there. Had it been another Timmy, maybe. But anyway. Oh my gosh, he is just the cute as a button there, isn't he? And I'll do some like presentation and minor illusion stuff to see if I can get the kid to look at some glowy worms floating around in the air and things like that.
Okay.
I know babies can only see so far anyway, but
Sure.
I'll do my best to see if I can't play with them a little bit.
Okay, yeah, he seems to be enjoying it and kind of watching it all. Maybe kind of like
jingle a rattle, like you jingle
Perfect.
the keys.
Yep. Yep. Totally catching his attention, and as the baby's kind of like flailing and kicking, now the feet are kind of free from the swaddles. This chubby, he's super pasty white. As these legs are kind of flailing around, she'll be kind of smiling, holding on to him, but she'll kind of turn to you. So, Finley, where did you find the girls? What are the odds of that?
Oh, well, just one of those things where, being the adventuring type that we are, in the Warrior's Oath, where, we stand for rescue and survival and tactical maneuvering, just when you put it all together, it's not all that great when you put Warrior's Oath and all those letters. But anyway, the anagram's there. But what I'm saying is just a bit of luck. Sometimes, just being who I am, just things happen to us, but at a sheer coincidence, right place, right time kind of thing, I guess.
It's so glad that that you guys were able to find them. I'm sure you guys will catch us up on everything. She'll kind of lean in a little bit. Are you planning on going back to Kandori proper anytime soon?
I don't really know if that's happening tonight yet, dear. It's getting kind of late. We were hoping we could probably, stash up wherever we ended up, but probably heading out in the morning. Actually, speaking of which, I did actually have a question for you. All the little ones here. What happens after dinner time? Does everyone just kind of go in their separate ways for the nighttime, or when's the last time there's been any kind of entertainment here in the town or nothing?
So you would know from the last time they're here, even though it's got like a town name, they're the residents.
Right.
Yeah, so there's not like a post office, there's not like a tavern, like it's literally
Sure.
just all there.
Sure. The reason I'm asking is, I'm a bit of an entertainer. I don't know if you ever heard on Finley Shenanigans, everyone's favorite halfling bard. But
Finley, I recognize you, and I'm talking to you now. Of course, I've heard of you.
Sure, yeah, right. But for these young ones here, they really need to, really fully grasp what is amongst their midst here. So, perhaps tonight after dinner, if you wanted to maybe, I don't know, bring all the little ones around the well here. This is a nice little stagey area. I thought maybe I put a little bit of a show for everyone, just to kind of, as a celebration, sure, for the little ones coming back. Would that be all right?
I guess it would be kind of up to Solomon or Miss Claudia. They're the main caretakers for the girls here. I do know that they go to bed very early because they arise very early and they begin their prayers and their studies. Sometimes before even the sun comes up. So.
Right. I mean, but they do that all the time. This is just something to break the monotony of the everyday, praying and thing. Just something a little bit different. So, should I talk to the Claudia lady or the Solomon, or who should I go speak to?
Either. I mean, Solomon kind of is in charge of their study time, so maybe run it by him.
Okay. Who do you think is going to say yes more? How about we go with that one?
I'll probably go ask Miss Claudia then.
Okay, right, yeah, okay, right, so that's fine. And do you know which direction she is?
She is tucking in the girls, so it's going to be just right up here in
that direction. Okay.
Yes.
Well, your baby is just the cutest little thing. Well wishes in the future for him. Just nothing but good things I see in his future. Nothing but maybe just keep sharp objects away from him. But, that's for any child, really, when you think about it. Just from what I've learned.
Well,
I
was going to give this to Kurtz, since he seems to be quite close to Caldivar. And you'll see her, while she's holding the baby, she'll kind of hike him up into one arm. You'll see her actually starting to pull a necklace from around her neck. And she'll be kind of holding on to, the jewelry portion, and she'll be kind of extending it out to you. Either give this to Kurtz or you can, but for everything that you guys have done, I want to give this back. I heard from Caldivar that Kurtz gave this to him originally, and he gave it to me, and it was one of the first things he did to show his love for me, so I wanted to give it back and kind of be a full circle thing.
Sure. I kind of feel bad not having anything to give you back in return. It's not really gentleman of me to get handed something from a beautiful woman and not giving something back, but okay. And I'll rummage around in my little bag here, and I'll pull out a whole bunch of just random shit. I have I'll pull out a lantern, and let's see, a gash glue.
As you're pulling out these random things. No, Finley, this is for...
No, please, no, I insist. No, please, here, at least take the damn lantern, okay? And I'm already marking it off.
Well, sure, I'll mark it. No, keep it. No, there is one small thing you could do for me the next time you guys are there. If you stop at the temple, if you happen to see Caldivar, if you could give him a message for me. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Okay, I'm not really the greatest with memory, so would you mind and I'll dig in my sack some more and pull out a little parchment and quill thing, since I do have that. Did you want to write it, perhaps, or do you want me to write it, or...
She's holding the necklace and holding the baby who's squirming.
I could hold them both. I've held babies before.
Finley, it's a simple message.
Okay, all right. Well, fine. Okay, hit me with it. I'll try to remember now. You're putting a lot of faith in my memory here, but here we go.
All right. She'll say things are looking good here. It will still take a lot of time before we're able to do anything, but we are gathering support, and we love and miss you. When the time is right, we will send word for you to join us if possible.
Vive la résistance.
Okay, well, yeah, like I said, I'm actually physically writing that down, and still that was a lot to take in. So,
Things
I will be
are
sure...
looking good here.
Nope. I already put the parchment quill away. You are locked up there now, so hopefully that one makes it to its from Senator
Oh,
the Carrier
Finley,
there. Yep.
your sense of humor always eludes me, but
I mean, you know, well, like I said, putting a lot of faith in my memory here, so we'll see how that message goes.
as she's
I will do
extending
my
the
best.
necklace out, she's like, actually, maybe I'll give it to Chris.
Nope, I'll take it. Nope, I'll take it.
You
It's fine.
snatch it from her. Well, okay. Well, are you hungry, Finley?
Yes, always.
Shall we head inside? And she'll kind of like, okay. I was just, kind of, he's just walking towards.
Well, I'll be right there, and I'm gonna walk towards where she said the Claudia lady was.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and I just I merged Urgra and Tatiana. There we go, they're finally separate. All right, so as Finley breaks away to head towards Miss Claudia and the rest of the girls, we can turn to Rin or Urgra.
Well, Brent went inside.
Yeah, I was going for the food.
Yeah,
Once I
I'm
saw Kurt's leave.
I've just been waiting patiently in here. Still waiting for someone to come to me. Oh, look, Urgra. Hi, Urgra.
And,
Hi.
Yeah, Solomon making his way. Tatiana's heading away, but the other adults are doing other things at the moment. So it'd be Rin, Urgra, Tatiana, and Solomon. So as you guys make your way into this room, there's a very low table. There's no chairs. It almost seems like this one is designed to where you sit on the floor. And as you're kind of looking at the situation, it seems like there's actually these very shallow, round, like disc pillows that are kind of on either side of the table, and the head and the tail of the table, there doesn't seem to be one. And there is already a couple sets of plates. There would be one for Solomon, Claudia, Tatiana, Bishop. So there's 5. You see 5 ones that are set there, and Solomon, as he's coming in, you'll see him kind of go to towards the kitchen area as he's grabbing more utensils and plates, and he's kind of setting them out and telling you guys you can sit wherever you like around the table. There is a fire that's been kind of going in the fireplace, and there is this kind of black cauldron thing that looks like it's been over it for many hours. And as you guys walk into this little cottage, just the smell of the stew kind of fills your nostrils as you come in. It feels very brothy, very hearty. It seems like a good home cooked meal. And maybe when's the last time you guys had a good, like, Rin, I know you cook for them a lot, but when's the last time you guys actually stopped to actually have like a home meal?
A hot minute.
All right, so walking into the room and just the waft, the fumes, the smells, the roaring fire, these comfortable-looking pillows. I think it would dawn on you guys, it's been a minute since you've actually had a moment to just sit and do nothing. You guys have just been go. Last year was just packed full of things that were urgent. Big things were happening. Then you went straight to the void, and now you're here, and things like right when you got here for year 8, there was the doll saying your family's in trouble. It's just been constant go. It's gonna dawn on you as that smell just hits you guys in the face. Wow, we have a minute to actually just sit down and relax.
Well, I'm going to sit down and relax, certainly, but when I see Solomon coming in with Tatiana, I'll probably be drifting more towards her and just say, "Oh, Tatiana, it's so nice that you've made it safely I'm surprised here. Why did Selena bring you to Solomon's place?"
Well, let's see, Solomon would be in the back grabbing stuff, so it would just be here for me. Yeah. Well, we all seem to be very like-minded. There's something that all of us have in common, and it's kind of been the glue that's held us all together, and we've almost become kind of an extended family of sorts.
Well, that's very nice. What is the exact thing that you've all bonded towards?
I love emotion, sentiment, I don't give a fuck. What's the detail? Well, Rin, I think it would be something that you possibly might share with us as well. When you guys helped me escape from the temple and seeing how Tavara was acting, that is something we have all come together on, is the distrust of Tavara and the missing of Alundra.
All right, good. I'm just glad that you could say it plainly. I didn't want to make assumptions. I've had a few issues when I've just said it out loud, so I just didn't want to do it again. But good to know. Excellent. So, Solomon, you really don't like Tavaria right now, then, do you?
And he's kind of coming out carrying, handfuls of these crude silverware. It's obviously not fine silver. It's, just very crude. What's that?
Whittled.
Pewter?
Pewter. Yeah, it's going to be the pewter. So it's this really shitty, darker, but he's bringing out. It works. You'll see him kind of be laying them out as you're like, oh, how do you feel about her? And you'll see him just kind of hands down on the table. Maybe we shall wait till dinner to get started, because once I get started on the topic of Tavara, I lose my appetite.
Oh, so it should be done after dinner then. I see. Well, fine, fair enough. We'll wait until afterwards.
And you'll see his kind of like old man, wrinkly eye just kind of twitching as he's just like, Tavara. And Tatiana will kind of look at you. Don't mention the name until after we've eaten.
Well, too late for
girls-
that, I'm afraid, but I'll try to refrain from saying it again.
So those girls seemed super interested in getting back. They seemed to be really happy here.
And you'll see the frustration that was on Solomon's face from the mention of Tavara's name very quickly kind of leave, bringing up the girls, and you'll see a very resolute look come upon his face, and we just be kind of relaxed as he starts grabbing some of the plates and setting them on the table. The girls, all the girls here are very, very special to me. I've been bringing in many of them, and it's going to dawn on you that he doesn't remember you guys. You guys were here at a time before the time, so he's going to be kind of repeating some of the things that he has mentioned before about how these girls are brought in or found and brought here. Sometimes the parents would pay or donate to their cause of bringing them up. Sometimes it was troublemakers who was like either some kind of whatever D&D juvie is, bring her here to try to maybe teach them how to be better. But some of the girls are raised up to be then put into the temple system to actually become priestess. So whether they're just here for like to educate, kind of like a boarding home kind of, but there's a lot of religious teaching and spirituality and stuff that goes on here too, to like enlightenment. So not all of them get put into the temple system. So we'll kind of be going on explaining all that.
How long have Cassandra and Emily been here?
Let's see, I think they came to us about a year ago. So yeah, they've been doing very well in their studies. I've been very surprised how quickly they've caught on. They came in actually quite behind the rest of the girls, and especially Cassandra. Maybe it's because she's older, but she seems to be catching on to it all very quickly.
Where were they before then?
It seems to be a very sensitive thing for both of them, especially for Emily. And it's been one of those things that I've chosen to quit pursuing. They're here now, and we try to love on them and teach them everything we can, and just try to bring them into the family.
But I take it that means that you're not sending girls back to the temple then?
No longer.
Good.
For a long time we did, but many things have changed.
Yes, you could say that. Well, so Tatiana, you are most assuredly safe here.
As far as I know, we've been safe so far. There was the incident with Cassandra and Emily, which has had us all very worried. we didn't know where they were. But other than that incident, the temple hasn't found us here. I've been in hiding since we left. Selena decided this was maybe the best place to check out, and I think she was right. We've all gotten along here very well.
But Solomon, do you think that the temple might send guards up here if they don't receive any current supply of new priestesses?
I haven't spoken with them in quite a while. We keep ourselves quite secluded here. There wasn't a manifest of anything like that. It was when they were ready, I would bring them, but they were never expecting them or waiting.
Oh, quite informal then.
Right. But many of the girls that we train up here on our ranch, they usually became the best pupils to bring in there. So whenever we brought anyone in that I said was ready, they would just be brought in right away, and they'd be top of their class, whatever the top of the class thing would be. They'd come in much more prepared than other. This is like a private school, but it like the curriculum was directed to everything temple related, so they'd come in like way above people who just kind of would walk in and have to learn everything from scratch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's good news, honestly, to hear fellows who believe in a bit more of a reformation of the current system in Candoria. Ergra, do you agree?
Erga's been looking around trying to help Solomon set the table, probably putting things in the wrong order because she doesn't care enough.
Sure. Maybe on purpose, like changing the spoons and the fork.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you said Emily and Cassandra are doing really well. Would they have been on the, priestess track back in the day?
Back in the day, they would have, but I refuse. Everything that is within me would ever keep me from ever sending any of our children there again.
So
Good.
then what's your alternative when these girls become, women?
Well, once they are able to take care of themselves, the decision is up to them. I mean, we've usually, whenever age wasn't really something we looked at before, is when they academically were ready, we would pass them on to the temple. We've never got to the point where somebody was able to physically take care of themselves. So I'm not sure exactly what we'll do, but it would be up to the girls, of course. Once they're no longer girls.
As sensible as one can be, I suppose, yes.
Okay. Let's pan over to Kurtz, who is doing the patrol with Bishop, kind of going around the perimeter. Is this more of a just needing some space, or is this actually doing a patrol? Because it'll kind of change how Bishop is going to react to it. Both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so he'll be kind of showing you all the different routes, possible areas that, I mean, you're a soldier, or were, he will kind of show you, like, areas that he would think would be possible, like the most likely routes. So if anybody did come in, we'll check those, maybe actually check some animal traps, just to see if any game had been caught. None of them had. They were all empty, but kind of going along. But after kind of doing the routine security portion of it, it would be kind of crossing one of these meadows. It looked like it used to be farm soil a while ago, but maybe it had been kind of turned back over to nature. You're not quite sure, but you can kind of tell, you're a farmer before as well, that this is a very fertile spot. And as you guys are kind of clearing this little plateau, this little prairie, he will not be looking at you, but he'll be walking with his pole arm as kind of a walking stick. Well, Kurtz, I think You and I should have a chat about the elephant in the room.
You sense it, I assume. All right, let's do this in Celestial just so we can be more,
Sure. Absolutely.
you know, thematic, and no one will be able to listen in.
All right. Yeah.
Only-
Except God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except
He'll-
God.
Yeah, he'll switch over to the Celestial. That's actually a really good point. And he will finally, even like while going through all the security stuff, it seemed like he'd never made eye contact with you. Even in just natural conversation, it was always like looking at the thing he was talking about or whatever. For the first time, he's going to make eye contact with you, and it'll kind of resonate with you. Kurtz, you are always doing Heart of Darkness, looking into people's... This is a window to the soul, right? And when he looks at you, it's just going to kind of... You're going to feel that piercing towards you. Not viciously or anything.
Yeah.
But he's going to kind of break the awkwardness, and I know what that is on your arm. I can see it. And Kurtz, I know you know what it is. I cannot believe that you allowed something like that to be on you.
Sort of inspect my fancy new gauntlet. What's the worst thing you've ever done, Bishop?
The traditional answer would be killing, but I don't view it as...
No, I don't care if you killed someone. I'm asking what's the worst thing you've ever done.
I think...
You'll know what it is.
I think the worst thing I've done is times that I haven't done something that I know I should have and I didn't.
It's an evasive question. And it serves to remind me that you are still very young and very innocent, as strong as you may be. I am an old man, Bishop. And I have long feared that my sins would come back to haunt me. And that their price would be far more than I was prepared for. But when I finally had to pay that price, I did not feel angry or in pain or at loss. I felt relief, like a great weight had been lifted. Like chains of ghosts that I had been dragging along with me had finally been broken. And it's because someone who used to be very important to me said that I never listen and I never change. And you know what? They were right.
You'll see him...
So you...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
You'll see him kind of... there's a large rock... As you guys are kind of walking around, walking and talking, at this point in the conversation, you guys will kind of stop. And there's going to be kind of a large rock that looks mostly flat. You'll see him kind of rest his weapon alongside of it. And he'll actually kind of sit on it and be kind of wrapping his arms around his knees. And he looks like he's very intently listening to you. You can go ahead and continue.
I am aware of what this thing is, Bishop, and I appreciate your concern. But rather than being afraid of it, and rather than becoming consumed by it, I, at this point, am sure that nothing it could do to me would be worse than the things I have done. And therefore I am not afraid.
You don't strike me as an individual who would be afraid anymore. So I do believe that to be true of you, Kurtz. But it's been some time since I've seen you, and I've learned many things, and I can feel a connection with the goddesses. And I feel like something is happening. Before, they were not here. When they disappeared, all connection to them were lost, but recently I've been feeling, especially over this last year, I can feel them returning, and I feel like they're revealing themselves to me a little bit every day.
You know, Bishop, maybe, have you ever thought about what's past the sisters? Who they answer to?
They answer to... that is a good question. Who do you think they answer to?
I think eventually, if you remove humanity from some force, we're down to two choices. What you and I know as sanctification and corruption, or good and evil, light and dark, however you want to split that. And I think that dedicating your young and promising life to what equates to a lieutenant of a higher force is limiting.
You think there would be... What could possibly be above the goddesses? The comparisons would almost seem like you're saying there's a captain above them. That seems absurd. They're the ones who created everything.
Are they? Were you there?
No, of course not, but that's what
I think
believe.
Exactly, and that's what matters. But all I'm saying that if someone or something has essence enough to be removed or gone or escaped or captured or imprisoned or whatever happened to the goddesses, maybe they aren't as all powerful as you think. And maybe you need to start looking at who you're praying to. Whether it's goodness and order or the sisters. Either way, it's your choice, but I sense a lot of you in me, and trust me, if you dedicate yourself to something so innately without leaving your mind open, it will destroy you.
So I think, just to remind you, the read that you've gotten on Bishop before is chaotic good, not lawful. So the order part, he'll be kind of put off with your response. I have made it my resolve, Kurtz, to seek out the goddesses, and I've committed my life to becoming a follower, a server.
Doing a lot of seeking on this farm, aren't you?
There are many times, Kurtz, that one must put himself after the needs of others. And in those times of humbling, that's when the goddesses reveal themselves.
I don't think you understand, Bishop. We're in a war here. You say you feel things moving, things changing, things getting more important, hearing whispers of the goddesses. Do you not understand that there is something bigger happening here?
I know that conflict is rising, Kurtz, and I will not hesitate when my time to use all the things that they've gifted me with. As he's kind of looking at the halberd, looking at his everything, and he'll actually blast out his wings. White, radiant light will just blast out as the wings just sprout from his back. He won't start flying, but you'll see just kind of them kind of blast out. There are still things I'm learning about myself, but I know I have a calling, and when that time comes, I will be ready. And he'll start to bring in the wings back in towards him, still holding on to his weapon. And
Flaunting yourself like an adolescent peacock is not going to impress me, Bishop. You need someone training you, not sitting here looking after a farm and cabbages. And from what it sounds like, you weren't able to protect them anyway.
Well, much of the time I spend here is also being mentored by Solomon, one of the greatest minds.
Isn't, out of character, isn't Solomon his father? Did we say that? I don't know. I thought I'd heard that when I was rewatching some of the old episodes. Okay.
For clarification, I don't think you guys have fully found out for sure. He has referenced him as father, yes. But is he
father as in title, or...
Yeah, that I don't think you guys actually... I mean, there's been so many episodes. It's been so long now. But yeah, he did refer him to his father, so...
Can I want to do a know your enemy on Bishop.
Okay.
And I want to know total class levels and strength score.
Okay. Strength right now would be 18.
Damn.
And let's see what we are in 8.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some math here. 4.
Wouldn't be D&D without math.
4. Level 4 paladin, obviously. But as you are getting to know him and studying him, he's very dissimilar to things you have seen. And just going out, you've seen many soldiers come up. You've seen many people kind of come up. If you had to put a pin on a guess, it would probably be that this kid is almost like a prodigy.
Yeah.
So he hasn't maybe hit that stride yet, but he seems like he's going to at some point. Maybe it's racial, maybe it's something
maybe it's
else.
Maybelline.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Might be magic, but there seems to be something about this kid.
Okay, yeah. I'll just sort of get closer, a little in his face after his little flaunt, and be like, you have such promise as a warrior, but you're wasting it here, learning about the goddesses and theories that you can come up with on your own time. You need a teacher. Find someone out there in the world who can teach you how to be a warrior and not a scholar. Maybe you'll actually make a difference in this world.
Sullivan has told me that before a fight can be won with a sword, it must be won in his mind.
False. Until you stand against an unstoppable force where you have thought out every situation and none of them lead to your victory, only then will you understand that fights are won whether or not you are better, not because you're smarter or stronger, but because you are a better warrior than them.
I will concede this point to you, Kurtz, that there are many things I cannot learn while being here, but it almost seems foolish to turn down this opportunity. There's still so much to learn, and he knows so much about Alundra. He's the one who raised her. She was supposed to be the one.
And she's gone too. And Tavaria is a psychotic, power-hungry woman. The temple is in ruins, or corrupt, or broken, or whatever tale you all are telling yourselves here, but at the end of the day, how much do you need that temple to hold on to your belief, your faith?
You'll see his grip tighten onto the handle of his weapon. I do not need the temple, Kurtz. And the charlatan who's in charge of it now, I put no faith in at all.
Fantastic. Good for you. You and Rin would get on swimmingly talking about Tavaria. And if you don't need them, then why do you need Solomon? He's a vestige of the temple. Maybe an older version of it.
He has disowned his ties to the temple. He has changed, Kurtz.
No one changes.
You have changed since the last time I've seen you. As I look at you, Kurtz, your aura is different. I think that there's something at work within you that you might not even be aware.
Tell you what, Bishop. You stay here and live your life of tutelage and looking over cabbage patches. And when the time comes, when you wish you had been a better warrior, come find me. I'll give you a few pointers on how to survive. Because at the end of the day, Bishop, that's all that matters, is that you survive. And I will walk away.
As you start walking away, you'll hear Bishop say, I have no doubt that as a warrior, there are many things that you have over me. But talk to Solomon. I think there may be some answers that he might have for you as you're kind of pacing away. All right, and we need to give our players a little bit of a break. I hope everybody's having fun. We need to take a couple minutes to go to the bathroom, get some drinks, stuff like that. While we're gone, we're going to have some really fun lore videos for you guys. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to do our first raffle of the new quarter, and it's going to be for 10,000 table tokens. If you guys don't know what it is, I'm sure somebody in the chat can let you know what they're for, but it's going to be a big one. It doesn't cost anything to enter, and we're going to do that right when we get back. So, you're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
The dice are telling me it's a 20. We're sticking with it. Okay, just go. I'm gonna go over here because I'm gonna belt this shit. I'm just gonna go.
Yes, this is my daughter, Melody.
Ah! Oh.
You shall find justice upon your soul. Turn it into a, let's go with a gelatinous cube.
Okay.
And I'll let it just go ahead and sit there and start dissolving the place up.
Yeah, we're on our phones. This shit.
No, we're paying attention. Yeah, we're focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
I'll just sort of run my finger through the scar that goes across my head. Indeed.
Grab it by the head, start slamming the skull into the stone wall next to me until the skull just shatters. Bend the fucking knee, peasants.
I'm gonna burn a lucky point.
Okay.
Oh my god!
It's meant to be.
Tell Caldevar, if you can, please, sir, that Kurtz Glaskin is going.
Come up to Ren and say, speaking of teamwork, do you have any offensive spells at all?
Right? He's got, really scruffy, nasty beard and kind of kicks his foot. Like, ow! Down. And he just starts going off on this rift. Martha will turn to the crowd and he'll go, are you not entertained? Hail, brave adventurer!
Hello there, everyone's favourite halfling bard, Finley Shenanigan here. Being the soulful adventurer that I am, and known for telling a tale or two, pull up a stool to grab a pint as I tell you a story about my favourite hero, me. In my years of travelling, I met people of all walks and cultures. Although the horsemen coming didn't affect me directly, I saw the toll they left behind. The destruction and devastation these villainous beings left in their wake sparked something within me. How was I, Finley Shenanigan, to become the greatest, most legendary bard that Kandori had ever seen, if no one was around to behold my glory? More importantly, where is Alundra? When will she be back? And what will she be wearing? Hopefully something revealing. Anywho, setting on my journey, I shared my glamour with those who had never witnessed such pure, unadulterated excellence before. My legacy was to replace their despair and unite the people for the war yet to come. In the end of the day, everyone can be a hero. Everyone has a little adventure inside of them. And if you don't, would you like one?
Ah, salutations. I am Rin Anoran, historian of Candoria, renowned problem solver, an elf of esteemed conscience. When I became of age, I set out as a Rena and departed from my home of Othalos to the city of Egoras to study the arcane arts. With some difficulties, I was able to teach myself while working as a scribe in the library of Alashar. There, I produced a masterpiece of Candoria's history and its secrets, my manifesto, the true record of our world. However, even my aspirations dwindled when Alundra's guidance vanished, followed by the devastation from the Horseman's wake. Despite all the wounds we have suffered, I shall never let our existence be forgotten, for I believe our best hope lies with our knowledge and story made eternal.
My name is Kurt Glaskin, and I have lost everything that I've loved in this world. My daughters, my wife, my friends, all of them dead to the Horseman. And now I have a chance to redeem myself, to protect my friends, to lead humanity into a new age of light and hope. Alundra abandoned us, the goddesses abandoned us, and left us with these monsters. And I want to take everything from them that they've taken from us. I live in a world of blood and hatred and violence, and so I will become that violence. I will be that hatred, and I will be exactly what we need, a sword against the darkness.
My name is Urgra Dropper, and I am a dependable ambassador. I was the only half-breed in my mother's tribe of orcs where the threat of being eaten constantly hung over my head. And yet, those were some of the happiest times of my life compared to my time with the Revenant. I was 12 when I first picked up a bow and started hunting, and I quickly found that people make the most interesting prey and often deserve an arrow in the head far more than most monsters. Magic and even the Three Sisters were always something weird and sinister to me. That is, until by chance I crossed paths with the High Priestess Alundra, who showed me that magic, like everything else, can be used for good or for evil. And that's what I'll keep on repeating to myself every time one of those stuck-up magical morons say something that makes me want to cut out their tongues.
The following program features adults using adult language. You have been warned.
Streaming tonight.
Right. All right, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Yes. Okay, so we got a raffle to do. All right, so the table tokens are reset every quarter, and that just happened. If you guys do exclamation points in the chat, you can see how many points that you have. And what we're going to be doing is a giveaway. So it's going to be for 10,000 of the points. Every quarter we reset in the top 4 to get VIP badges. So if you're new, hopefully stick around and enjoy what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. It is exclamation point raffle to jump in there. It is free to enter. It doesn't cost you any real money, but it will cost you table tokens. So it is exclamation point raffle space, and then you put in how many tokens you want, or how many tickets you want to purchase.
Oh, gotcha.
1 through 100, it is 10 table tokens, I believe, per ticket that you want to purchase. Yes, everybody doing exclamation point raffle. It is not entering in there. You got to put how many afterwards. That is a change. There we go. Connor just got in with 10. There you go. So Kyle's in there with 60 tickets. Connor's in there with 20. There we go. Everyone's jumping in. Now we're getting the hang of it. So it's a new system. All right, so we'll do that.
Perfect.
And if you guys are subscribers to the channel, you also get 10 additional tickets that will get added to however many that you purchase. and wish everybody luck. Brian's here. Welcome, Brian.
What up, Brian?
Hey.
Yo.
All right, so we'll leave that running for just a quick minute. All right, so while that's going, we can turn over to Finley, who is going up to the room the building that Miss Claudia, is turning all the girls into bed. So after the minute, of you getting over there, you can see them all kind of. There's these bunk beds that are just lined up this building, and they're all kind of all on the bottom bunks all across it. There seems to be a lot of bunks that are still open in this room, and you can see them all kind of tucked in, and Miss Claudia's over them, and each of them are first. She will kind of say, "All right, now, girls, you know what to do," and they'll all kind of reach over, and there's these end tables that are kind of in between all of the bunk beds, and you'll see them kind of open the drawers, and all of them at the same time will be pulling out this little metal circular thing, and it looks just like this symbol that was on Kurtz's necklace, and it has a red, a blue, and a green dot on all of it. And all of the girls will kind of pull them out, and they'll be holding them, and it seems like they're all kind of doing a prayer all in unison, asking Carvalia for strength, Alishar for wisdom, and for unending joy from
Selvany?
Yes, thank you. Sorry, brain farting.
Damn cop.
Yeah, my bad. And the after that's all over, you're kind of there at the entryway. I'll turn it over to you.
Right, so I'll wait for them to finish doing, whatever, the thing. And once they're all done, I'll try to get Miss Claudia. Miss Claudia, hey, just real quick, do you have about a moment?
Yes, what is it?
Well, I couldn't help but notice here that, all these little ones are getting ready for bed, which is great. I know when I was growing up, one of the things I really enjoyed when I was little was my parents gave me bedtime stories every now and again, and I was just wondering, it's been a minute, it's been a hot minute since I've done anything like this, but would you mind if I maybe told all your little ones a bedtime story before they went to bed here?
And you'll see all of their faces start glowing. Yes, Miss Claudia, please.
I'll say it really loud so that they hear.
Yeah, of course.
It's just a bedtime story, perhaps. Maybe just one.
I suppose so. And you'll see her kind of. There's a rocking chair that's over in the corner, and she'll actually take a seat, and she's gonna be kind of like, I guess for the girls, but you can see she's actually really interested as well. She kind of pulls up this little quilt over her lap, as you can hear it just kind of creaking as it's rocking back and forth. Go ahead.
Okay.
For the girls, of course.
Cool. So I'm not gonna go too much into this just for the timing of everything, but I have presentation of minor illusion at my disposal here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by saying, all right, so everyone, gather around. Everyone's good and snuggled in, all right? I'm looking around the bunk beds. Everyone's all good?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so has anyone ever heard the story of Aladdin Lee? Aladdin Lee. I know it's kind of a tongue twister there, but Aladdin Lee. Anyone never heard that song?
That's a
that
really
story before?
weird name.
It is a weird one, it's kind of a run-on, but, No one's ever heard of it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so as all great stories go, and I will say, once upon a time, and I will start to use presentation to kind of get some windy gusts going on here,
Okay.
but not a cold wind, but warm winds, kind of like you're in the desert sands and things. And you can use presentation 3 times all at once or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, real cool.
So,
yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of get the dum 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 dum, and as it's going, I'll be all right. So once upon a time, in a far off distant land, there was. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Keep going. There was a man, a thief, a street rat, they called him. But his friends knew him as Aladdini, or Aladdin for short, or maybe just Al. There's lots of different. Okay, but anyway. And I will go into the story about Aladdin for a little bit, and then I'll fast forward. So then one day, the old man took him to the middle of the desert where he was presented with a monstrous cave, an enchanted magical cave. The old man told him it was a cave of wonders. He told him he could have all the treasures inside this cave that he wished, but he must go inside and fetch the old man but a simple lamp. And if he returned with the lamp, the rest of the treasures were yours, but the lamp was for him. And then he goes and does, and I was... And at the end, the old man betrayed him, but at the last minute, his faithful companion... I'm trying to think of...
Abu.
Abu! Yeah, that's the one. I was trying to think of a way to get Urga, Rin, or... Rapu! Rin and Apu. There we go. Rapu!
We're not with you.
Friend. Well, I got Finley in the Aladdin part, so I'm trying to get everyone else in there. So his faithful companion monkey Rapu grabbed the lamp at the last moment, and when they were down below, Aladdini looked at it and thought, "What a worthless piece of junk!" And I will use minor illusion to present a lamp. But when he stroked the lamp, and then the little gust starts to come out in this little kind of fog as the genie would be coming out of the lamp.
Miss Claudia will kind of sit forward, and then what happened?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And as he starts to rub the lamp, Finley will use disguise self and turn into Aladdin, but the Finley shenanigan version, which is just Finley just with Aladdin clothes on,
sure,
with like a little top hat and things like that.
Okay.
And so I'll go, and then he met this very beautiful woman by the name of Jasmine. She was the princess, so I don't want to say smoking hot in front of little girls, but anyway, she's a very magical princess. And then the evil sorcerer Jafar tricked Aladdin and used the lamp to create all of his own wishes. And then at the very end, even though Aladdini had his one wish left to turn him back into a prince, he used and kept to his promise, because you always keep to your promises. He freed the genie with his final wish, and at that moment, the Sultan realized... Oh, wait! Rewind!
Thanks
and
for
they
the
went
host.
on this magical carpet ride back... It was so beautiful and and then back to the beginning, until the end, and then they lived happily ever after. Isn't that just a wonderful story, everyone?
And you
throw fireworks.
And as you're throwing the fireworks, finally, like, you're just in the moment telling the story, narrating, and you're like looking for the final reaction of all the girls, and you can see all 6 of them are just out. And Miss Claudia stands up. It's just like totally. Oh, yes, you're right.
So while I was doing that, that's good that they fell asleep because you beat me to it, but that's good because I was going to use like this and
Throwing performance.
like
okay.
and like that.
Okay.
Because
Keep them
in combination of doing all of those things with like theatrics and fireworks, just to have them kind of enthralled and everything, and bonus action command, like not really telling them to fall asleep, but just kind of like slowly, because you can like bonus action command just sleep. Yeah, right, exactly. Sure. But anyway, but yeah, cool. That's awesome. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Was I wanted to put them to sleep. Be like, all right, shh. And I will slowly walk out. And I will give the most elegant of Finley shenanigan bows, even though there's really only one person to see it. But
sure.
Another performance well done, and the bard will walk out of the room.
All right. As you walk out, Miss Claudia will close the door, and we're gonna also close the raffle. All right, so we're gonna pick a winner, and it's Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
HotA Mama won. Congrats.
Wow.
All right, so
Jackie!
it's 10,000. She's got.
Hey, thanks for the host, guys.
50. Yeah, we appreciate it. Welcome. All right, Jackie, you are killing it now because we just reset everybody. We're at 12,150. Damn.
Nicely done.
I think I was leading before that.
Yeah, she's
you get points for hosting too, right? Don't
Yep.
they get some sort of...
Yep.
They do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They do.
So yeah, so after I do the,
all the
Aladdin,
follows just got
Aladdin
5,000 points. People hosting, I think they get a couple thousand. So yeah,
Woo!
awesome. Welcome, guys.
all kinds of table tokens just flying all around the place. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's all Philly really wanted to do for the evening was tell the story of... I keep saying Aladdini, that's not right. Aladdin Lee. I was just going with it, but yeah, it's Aladdin with Lee at the end.
Awesome.
Stupid. But anyway, boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I wasn't going to tell the whole story of Aladdin because it's too long, but fast forward works.
All right.
Like VHS.
So Urgra and Urgra and Bryn inside of the area with all the food getting set up. At this point, Solomon will have all the food, all the place, everything set out. Eventually, Finley, Miss Claudia, and Kurtz, and then also Bishop. Everybody will make their way back into there. All the adults, minus the baby that Tatiana is still holding.
Babies aren't people, Sean.
They are people,
Wow.
Kurtz. Yeah.
Or Tavern Brawler.
All
I was gonna say,
right.
this is how Kurtz could justify the murder of Timmy. Is that why? Because he's not a person.
If I kill him now, I can't kill him in the future. You see?
All right, so we finally have everybody gathered in here. All of the stew has been poured. Solomon kind of poured it out for everybody, and you guys are all gathered around the tables, and now we can do the grown-up talk now that all the kids have been put down. Selena will say that... I forgot Selena. That...
Damn it, Selena.
Man. That Cassandra and Emily look like they're doing just fine. They were put down for the night as well. So I will turn it over to you guys. If there's anything anybody wants to talk about, as all of the bowls have been filled up, all the plates are set. This fire has been stoked, so there's the warmth coming from that, very comfortable. The sun has set, so you guys can see that it's all darkness for the windows that are going outside. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I'll just sit down and start eating because I'm behind everybody else in terms of that ratio.
Is it pie?
It is not. It is.
Oh my God.
The stew. But if you bring it up, Miss Claudia will say that she did make pie, and it will be coming after the main course.
All right. This would have been a wasted trip.
Yeah, like I would have start blasting. Just
Double gangers.
I mean, I guess there is one thing that I was going to bring up to the group. You said it's all four of us plus other people. Are they next to us, close enough to us, far away to us?
Yeah,
They're
they're all
same table.
Same big long table with no chairs. It's very low to the ground. We get to sit on soft cushions, and it's very, very large because there's a lot of times there's more girls than what are here, so there's enough room for everybody. The table takes up almost the entire main room, and then there is a kitchen off in the back. It seems like this building is completely just a dining room building. So you guys are lined up on either side. You can be whatever orientation, doesn't really matter, but everybody is all sitting here. And Tatiana kind of unravels the wrapping that's around the baby and kind of throws it over her shoulder while she's feeding the baby as well, while you guys are all eating.
Here at Total Tabletop, there's room for everyone at the table, Sean. Is that what you're trying to say?
There is. There's room for everyone. Unless you are underage and you are in bed, because this is adult game.
There is a warning disclaimer for that.
There is.
Fuck.
There you go.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're good.
And
so,
go ahead.
Now that we finished our meal, is it all right if we discuss the topic that no one really likes to talk about, but we probably should address it?
Which is?
The she who shall not be named?
Oh, God.
Solomon will nod. I think now is the time. It seems that I'm sure at this point, just through, if you guys wanted to fast forward to after the food's been eaten, the pleasantries have all been exchanged, maybe a little bit catch up just to kind of fast track. They've explained how they know you and Solomon doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's caught up, so they're all... We'll start with the point of they're all aware of the obvious stuff, so we can just skip to the things you guys actually want to discuss.
Well, so I suppose first thing, Selena, do you really believe that this is the safest place for you and everyone here?
Safety, that is an important question, Rin. I think that we can never truly be safe with our new agenda and the things we are pushing towards. The temple is unaware of our intentions, and I think that will keep us more safe than whatever our physical location, because I think that no matter where we are, they could find us. The resources of the temple are very vast, and Tavar's influence even more so. I think secrecy is the thing that will keep us the most safe. So discretion about what we talk about here is definitely implied.
Do you have a fallback in case the temple does learn of this village?
Bishop will speak up. We do not have one currently, but it is something I've been thinking about. It has been very heavy on my mind, and I have been looking for backup places for us to go. But with us having all the children, it's very difficult to leave this area because all of our food is here. We don't have to have outside contact with anyone. At the moment, this seems to be the best place for us to stay. Plus, we have somewhat of an alibi if we do have unwanted visitors from the temple. Solomon has been known over the years of training the girls. If we have Selena and Tatiana hiding, we have a reason for having people here, if that makes sense. Thanks for the follows.
Well, that's good, I suppose. So what exactly are your discretionary plans?
Bishop will kind of let out a sigh that they unfortunately are still in the planning stages. We don't actually have anything in the works. It has been something I've been wanting to work on, though. If any of you have any ideas, we are totally open to any suggestions.
Well, I had a question, perhaps with your expertise. If you don't mind me taking the conversation first, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Looking to Finley, Kurtz, and Urgra.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm still eating. I'm catching up. You guys ate before me, so I'm just catching up.
It was a long story that you told, yeah.
Well, I was wondering, since there's some agreement that perhaps Tavaria herself is not necessarily meant to or is the true high priestess of the temple, does anyone have any idea where she is getting her powers from?
Well, her powers may be divinely given. It's not going to affect whether or not she's the high priestess. I have powers given to me by the divinity. I am certainly not the high priestess.
No, but certainly to Selena, you would know for certain, and so would Solomon. She wasn't necessarily as powerful as she is now when she was younger. She attained a power when she took the seat.
Yes, she did. Selena will speak up. She did always be very gifted, but her power did seem to increase. But I have to tell you, I don't know if it's of the same origin of all the other head priestesses of the past. From everything Solomon has taught us about the history of the temple and the head priestesses that always had the divine glowing white eyes that made them stand out, and she does not seem to line up with any of these things.
I have a thought. You know how we've been getting these items that are coalesced, chaos, essentially. What if she acquired an item that was coalesced sanctity or order?
Or in some manner, yes, perhaps. I was also wondering, similar to how you're referring to those, I believe Bishop was sensitive to their particular auras affecting people.
And I have to tell you guys, the readings that I get from her when I have made my way to the temple to try to get a better sense of her over time, and the perception of her is of sanctification, but it seems off. It almost seems like it's a veil.
Well, one must believe in absurdities to commit atrocities, so just because she is pure of heart doesn't mean what she's doing is good or evil.
Well, perhaps I think he might mean there's actually a cover, that it's not truly what the real reality is. There is a spell I've even found recently in one of these books that allows you to have an illusory disguise over its true intention to make something appear mundane or a different magic. So there could be something of a similar nature that's clouding her person, giving us the wrong impression.
Yeah.
Can I do like a religion check to see if this is something feasible that someone could do regarding, like, I know the ability that both Bishop and I are using, like, could it be sort of messed with?
Yeah, and I'll actually give you advantage on it as well.
Neat. I'm gonna need it.
You don't roll ones.
Mm,
Oh my god!
Yeah.
you sure tried.
Yeah.
Can I
intimidate?
Can I intimidate the religion?
No.
Tried that with Bishop, didn't go so well.
Can I use athletics on the religion?
You know, all the push-ups in the world aren't going to make this make more sense.
Trying to get the blood pumping.
Of course, you guys have been firsthand experiencing things nonsensical. Like, so much of your guys' story, your journey, your adventure so far has been seeing things play out in ways that it shouldn't. So this doesn't seem to be something that would be an impossibility as far as how. That would be eluding you with an 11. But I would just freely give you that it seems plausible, but as far as method, you have no clue with an 11.
So, Rin, you're saying she has like a sanctification beard
Right.
to throw people off her scent.
Well, that's a very poor analogy, Urgra, but I suppose yes, if it helps you think of it as a beard.
I mean, that wasn't that bad of an analogy. I got it. I understand. I mean, okay,
Well,
maybe beard. Okay,
He did say a veil. A veil was a very clear analogy. I don't know why you had to suddenly go to male facial hair, but
I liked beard.
You can
okay?
see through a veil. We can't see through this.
It may be
Well,
that
it depends
our
on the
control
veil.
over
Well,
the force is cloudy.
Beards aren't just a male thing. Dwarven women do have beards.
We
Yeah.
should debate veils versus beards for the next 20 minutes. Let's do it.
And we're going to fight about it.
Yeah, right. Everyone else at the end of the table, just hold on a moment. We have something
Listen,
to discuss.
I need a long rest before I can fight. Okay,
All right. We'll pick that conversation back up in the morning.
we'll do that
But anyway.
tomorrow. Yeah, I need a nap.
Days
Well, I
2
liked
through
it.
4.
Yeah.
But so we do have at least some understanding that there is something, perhaps a hidden agenda or some other outside entity that might be perhaps endowing her with some extra gifts that she shouldn't have had or shouldn't have currently.
And you'll hear the
Sean.
baby kind of be burping up a little bit as Tatiana kind of readjusts him and kind of is patting him on the back.
Gross.
At first, I was very impressed with Tavara. She seemed to have amazing intentions, but as soon as she felt that I was coming against what she stood for, I became a target, and her demeanor completely changed. It was verbally abusive. She used her power and position to put me in completely terrible situations, and it was starting to bleed over into even Caldivar, who was her most faithful servant, who's selflessly served her for so long. I mean, if she would even bring these prejudices against Caldivar, I don't know what anybody could do to earn her trust. He's never done anything. And she kind of clears her throat, looking at the baby, except for this one minor infraction.
Yeah.
I'm going to be giving that slow head turn look at Kurtz as she's talking about it. And giving
I am
that indication of-
ignoring the elephant in the room.
I am pressing my stare at Kurtz.
And it is obvious that I am ignoring the elephant in the room.
The lock's down in the room.
This is why you can't have an elephant, Kurtz, because you keep ignoring him.
You know what?
Gotta remember to feed them.
That's fucking low.
Take it for
All right?
walks.
There are grazing animals. It will be fine if I just let it do its thing. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Talking about
The Rin stare is very intense.
Yeah. So we don't know what our goals are, except for possibly trying to take Tavaria out of power.
I
We don't know
remember.
how we're going to do that,
and
aside from staying alive.
Sure. Solomon will lean forward at this point and kind of put his hands together. That is the common thread between all of us here. And he's not implying you guys, he means like everybody here in this home.
I've done the divine sense on Tavaria before. Did I ever pick up like another aura from like one of her, like her staff or like a necklace or something that could be one of the cursed
Source.
items?
It's,
Or since like I wasn't looking for it, would I not know?
That's what it's going to, as you're, because you're obviously thinking about this at the table, that's why you're asking me. You've only gotten a sense of sanctification, but once these points have brought up of it being a possible, like, quote-unquote veil, or a beard or whatever, that actually seems plausible to you. Whether or not it is, who knows? This could just be a conspiracy table and they're, you know, trying to rally. You don't know. Maybe it is the truth. You don't know for sure, so I'll leave that up to you. But that does actually seem plausible, that it was maybe like 95%, but now that it's been brought up, maybe there was something else to it.
Well, Tavaria trusts me, at least in a sense, and I can get close to her. Maybe I can get close enough to get past her veil or bubble or whatever we're implying this is, and
I think someone mentioned it was a beard, actually.
a beard. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Solomon will look towards you, Kurtz. We don't expect any of you to align yourselves to our cause, but from what everyone has pieced together and what they've told about, because you came in late, Kurtz. From the little bit that I've gathered, Kurtz, it seems like you might be stuck in a very difficult position. I would like to know if you're willing to share exactly what your allegiances are, and do you have any with her?
Alundra and I made a deal. She would look after two people very special to me, and in return, I would kill someone for her.
I am one of the closest people to Alundra. There's many things I know about her, and if she failed you a promise, Kurtz, I don't think it was her own neglect. I think it had to have been circumstances outside of her control. I've seen her turn down things that would benefit her life insurmountably for just turning on a word, and I've never, ever seen her, not once, turn on her word, Kurtz. That is why people were so drawn to her.
And I don't believe that she has failed in this endeavor I've asked of her anyway. But you asked what ties I have, and that is the tie I have. There's no point in hiding it. I believe that one way or another, my bases are covered. You can't do anything to hurt me if I tell you, so why not?
May I ask in what way she let you down?
Welcome to the team.
Well, she didn't. As you just said, circumstances, but the promise we made really has no meaning anymore. I think that I will keep my end of the bargain, but it's safer if she does not keep hers.
I miss her terribly. I wish there was some way to reconnect with her. I haven't seen her since she disappeared 8 years ago. She was so important to the future of...
Alundra. I thought you were talking about Tavaria.
No, Alundra, yeah. Yeah, he...
Sorry.
Tavaria.
That was the promise you did, though. Sounded like you knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, I completely thought he said Alundra. Or Tavaria. Alundra, my ties to Alundra.
Same promise.
What was the sound effect? Yeah.
Oh, for the fast forward that Finley used?
Yeah. My ties to Alundra. Yeah, I don't care either way about her. I don't believe that she is any more right than Tavaria is right in her views on things.
Ooh, okay. Once you say that, you're going to see the mood of everybody else in the room just kind of shift. There's
4v1, let's go.
There's a big difference, Kurtz, between the message that Alundra was bringing from the goddesses than what Tavara has said is from them.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm simply telling you I don't care.
How can you not care? This is such an important thing.
Because my stake in this, in the next, let's say 12 years, is a little more important than the preachings of the temple.
Welcome to the table.
Tatiana will speak up again. She's probably, aside from Claudia, she's been the least talkative of jumping into this as we're all going around. Miss Claudia at this point is just bringing out the pie. You know, like she's just a passerby.
She's doing her best.
She's a caretaker. So
God bless her.
This is a way that she can love on you guys, is just bringing out the pie. So she's going to just be setting those out for everybody. But Tatiana's going to speak up. Kurtz, you still seem like a mystery to me. But from what I've heard, and the things Caldivar has told me in private, it seems like there's something that you have a calling, something very important. And in fact, I think all of you here have some kind of role. What are the odds? Look at all of our stories. Everything that we have all been through. What are the odds that we would all be here now? I think there's something to it.
Take out the tablets and slam them on the table.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it.
No.
As I'm eating my stew, I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, well.
Okay.
I'll like kid building block them together because shapes are hard.
Interesting. All right. Refresh our memories, Kurtz. How many of the tablet pieces do you have at this point?
I have 2.
Oh.
I think maybe.
Let me
go through all the years again.
Sure.
One from the guy in the forest. Another one from
the bugbear.
Yeah, and then another one. I think you have 3.
At least 3.
I might be.
If I recall correctly.
I'm
pulling
it up
only
as well.
Even 2.
High and low on 3. I think it's 3. I think it's 3. Anyone saying 2? Anyone saying 4?
I thought it was more than that.
4 sounds like a lot.
I have 4.
Maybe you're thinking of the blue balls because I have
was
a lot
probably
of
thinking
those.
of that. You have 5 of those.
No, I think we were off on the number actually. I think he has.
I have 6.
He has 6. Yeah, we were off on the number, so I messed it up, but we'll just roll with it. I
only have 2.
You have 2?
I haven't gotten one in a hot minute.
Okay.
Hot minute, y'all.
All right. So as you slam them on the table,
skadoosh.
Obviously, some explanation will need to come with it, but you're going to see Bishop kind of gets up from his seat and hasn't touched his pie, and he's kind of making it. He was at the opposite end of the table. You're going to see him kind of
brat.
Working his way around. Yeah, working his way around, and he seems to be studying these tablet pieces. As we're obviously going to let you do some exposition on them, but he almost seems.
I am going to cast Detect Thoughts, and I'm going to start pinging off of all these people as bonus actions. I'm not going deeper, but I'm just going to start playing hopscotch.
Okay.
I want to know what their reactions are when these. You can continue doing what you're doing and think about what you want to say, but yeah, I'm going to just. It's a bonus action to hopscotch. I can do it for a minute. There's 5 of them, so it's at 10 rounds of 5. So I'll be able to hopscotch twice to each of them, I guess.
Okay.
You know?
So what we'll just
continue
do is
continue what you're doing.
We'll just keep going, and you just say like, Claudia, what is it now? Like you just say when you and we'll give everybody 2, and you just say when you want them. All right.
Cool.
Kurtz, go ahead. So as you slam them onto the table,
puzzle them together. Like, I have searched for these tablets for decades. I heard stories of them a very long time ago about how they tell a story, the truth of why the goddesses disappeared and how. When I showed them to Tavaria once, but she's not going to remember. It's a long story. And she was very upset that I knew about these. So I'm thinking that maybe whatever link we have with maybe Tavaria being ensorcelled by some outside force might be linked to the truth that these tablets hold.
And as Bishop is kind of very intently studying them, probably doing some kind of skill check.
Keep an eye on him too. He's no touching.
Sure. Solomon will look over at Bishop. Are you able to see anything into these? And you'll see him just like staring intently, and he'll look back over at Solomon. You once told me about Templars. I think, Solomon, that this is something that a Templar would have revelation in. And you'll see him kind of run his hands through his hair. But there hasn't been one for so long. Every head priestess that was chosen from the goddesses that had the white eyes, they picked a Templar. But we haven't had one. That doesn't help us here at all.
Ooh, did I steal Bishop's destiny from him? That's gonna be fucking salty. Oof.
How about for those of us who weren't quite raised as liturgical as you all, you share with the rest of the class? What the heck is a Templar?
It's a subclass, obviously.
And the three that would be the most to think about. I mean, Claudia probably doesn't know too much about this.
I'll just tell you now. She ain't gonna have nothing.
So there's Solomon, there's Bishop, Tatiana, a little bit,
Selena,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to play this like this, Sean. Because you can only read the top thoughts, so I don't want to read someone's mind when they're thinking about saying something, because the top of their mind be what they're saying.
What they're thinking about what someone else is saying.
Right. So, like, if Bishop says, "This is about Templars," if I read his mind, the top of his thought is he's saying Templars, so it doesn't make any sense. So I think the way I want to play this, and you can tell me whatever I find out. I think I'm gonna try to ping who's ever not talking, like the other group, if that makes sense. So, like, if Solomon and Bishop are talking, I want to listen to what the listeners are thinking. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if Tatiana speaks up, I want to see what Solomon's thinking while this chick's talking. You know what I mean? So I know it's a lot to take in, but I think there's So continue doing what you're doing, and you can tell me whatever you want to tell me afterwards or during or whatever.
Well,
but anyway,
I'm gonna pose, instead of me constantly thinking about what the other people are thinking about, we're just gonna play it out. You say this person down what they're thinking, and then I'll tell you what they're thinking.
All right, well then we'll start with that first. So when there's Solomon and Bishop are going back and forth about Templars, never been one for so long. Oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing ever. What does Selena and Tatiana talk about? I'll just go one to each of them, just real quick.
All right, so
I just don't want to break up your conversation too much. Is all.
I'm trying to think how much they would know.
Take your time.
Selena is very versed. Okay, she would know. So Selena's thoughts when Templars are brought up.
Sure, just go with that. Yep.
It's going to be inquiring, like it's going to be more inquiry thoughts. Like her thoughts will be confirming what Solomon's saying according to her thoughts. That is a thing. So I'll give you that. Tatiana is going to be unsure, but her thoughts immediately are going to go to Caldivar. Is he one?
Cool.
She's unsure. Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Continue on. I just don't want to break up the conversation too much. That's all. But, however, at the same time, I kind of do because I want to know what the hell's going on.
Sure.
Continue on, Kurtz and Solomon and Bishop and you guys. So.
Solomon, Bishop, do you want to share with the rest of us what you're discussing, or leave us on tethers?
Sorry, I was giving a moment for Finley to read everyone's mind. I'm just kidding.
That happens. No, that's a completely valid excuse in the party. Like, oh,
Please,
I'm
by
sorry,
all means, take your time. Yes, yes.
Solomon will kind of tighten the white cord. There's this cord that's kind of tied up. That's part of his outfit. You'll see him kind of tightening it. There has been many White Eyes priestesses throughout history that have stood out beyond all other people. And the common thread is their eyes. And it is not something that one can manufacture. It has been known that the goddesses choose throughout time a woman to be the head priestess, and they bestow upon the white eyes. When these people throughout time have been discovered, they are brought before the temple and put through a series of trials just to make sure this is not a charlatan of sorts. But the fake one has never been found. Alundra, when I found her, she was the most recent. And she was brought before the temple and verified that she was of that, and she was put into that position. Traditionally, all head priestesses, while in tenure, they would pick someone to become their Templar, which would be their bodyguard, their counselor, their closest ally to help guide and protect them. But once choosing their Templar, it almost seemed to not even be their choice, but the choice of the goddess. That head priestess's Templar was able to see things that no one else could see, even things that the head priestess could not.
Are we talking like really small zits or what?
Things of the divine, of celestial nature, of things. There are always things that are around us that is of the divine, of the sanctification side, but we are unable to see it working. The role of the Templar was to see things and tell the head priestess of it, in case she missed anything.
What does this have to do with these tablets?
Bishop will now kind of speak up. Of course, I've never met a Templar, but since Solomon has told me of them, I've done as much learning about them as I could. And you almost get the feeling that, like, he would maybe love to be one, but he's not. When I look at these tablets of yours, Kurtz, I almost have the feeling that these are one of the things that a Templar would be able to see something in it that no one else could.
Yeah, what's Solomon thinking about right now as Bishop's talking?
That seems to line up. His first thought would be, if only we had one. If we had a Templar.
Well, collecting these has given me certain capabilities.
And you'll see immediate reaction. Like what?
I'll take out a hunting knife and do a little slit on my hand and then lay on hands it.
That wouldn't quite be enough because magical healing exists for many people.
I mean, the divine sense as well.
And Bishop will turn towards you. Are you able to see others like I can? Is that what you mean?
Yes, we've discussed many times.
Oh yeah, you have discussed that. Yeah, you have. Okay. Okay. My bad.
Get your
yeah.
shit in the game, kid.
I'm sorry. I'm juggling so many NPCs.
Yeah, it's half a glass of wine and it all goes down the tubes.
Where are you going with this, Kurtz?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying that.
Why
the
have
more
you
of
found
the-
these? Is a better question.
Until recently, I was looking for them in order to bargain for something. But now I think I want to find them because I want to know the truth.
Selena will speak up. I think the pursuit of truth in one form or another is the reason for all of us here. And Selena is definitely on the older side. She was looked upon by all the other priestesses. You guys know this from other interactions as kind of the mom for everybody.
Mm.
During my time serving the temple, there used to be a sense of duty in... I said duty. In identifying the truth and making sure it's... We all... I get, like, peer reviewing it, essentially. Whatever is revealed to be the truth, it being peer reviewed. And then we all pursue it and change our ways of life, our doctrine, our ceremonies, everything to be around that so that we can closer attune ourselves to the will of the goddesses, because we know that we are just human. We get things wrong and we want to refine it constantly, and that was one of the things that Alundra focused on very much, is not just doing things because we've always done it, is pursuing the truth. And all of those things, without exception, that Tavara brought, not clarification, revelation to, all of those things Tavara put a stop to immediately when she took over the temple. And it almost seems like she changed every single one of those things to the exact opposite. There is not a coincidence with this. There has to be something to it.
It's her foil, isn't it? From what we've learned, we assume that there are foils of the goddesses. Why is it so hard for us to imagine that there may be foils of the White Eyes? Who knows?
Solomon will speak up. It is true that I have a bit of biased because I raised Alundra and I found her. I will admit that. But there was something about her. It wasn't... I have found many of these girls, many of them gifted, many of them turn into fantastic priestesses over the years. Alundra was different because of her calling, her gift. Not because I found her. The things I've seen her do. And he'll be referencing, just to not take too much of your guys' time, talking about the stones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember last time you met? He'll kind of go over the story again of the 3 sister stones. She was able to merge them together to be something of a completely different power scale, something that had never been done before.
Right, it's very hard not to look bored with the same story and just nodding along.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that what this boils down to is we need to discern whether or not Alundra is under the influence of some other being.
Tavaria.
Whatever.
Big difference.
Slightly important.
No, it's both. Fuck you.
Both of them.
I know what I said.
Well, I actually just wanted to pipe up here for just a bit, if I could. I actually had two quick questions. Great stew, by the way. I'm still waiting for my pie because everyone else got.
I
some.
made pie.
I know I was kind of late to the table here, but I was a little busy, trying to get little ones to bed. So I'm done with my stew now. I didn't know if there was enough pie left for, a wee bit of a halfling man over here. But I did actually have two questions just for the table. Anyone who wants to jump in can. First of all, just out of sheer curiosity, did Alundra ever name a Templar? I mean, you said that they were kind of like they chose them, but they didn't choose them. I know that Tavaria was kind of like an understudy to becoming the head priestess, but she didn't have white eyes, which is kind of odd that would be a thing in the first place. But did Alundra ever name a Templar for herself, or is that like still out there in the world just walking around, like nimbly bimbly or whatever?
And all the NPCs of the room will kind of be unsure, but then they're all going to kind of turn in towards Selena. Go ahead.
And when I ask that question, I'm just gonna go boop, 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 on my detect thoughts. That'll be my last little boopity boop because it's been way more than a minute, but whatever.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
Just a real quick beepity boop. If when I say, "Is there a Templar out there that we don't know about?" to see if anyone like, "Oh yeah, David," but I don't want to say David out loud. That kind of thing.
Sure.
I don't know
It's Larry in accounting. Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Right?
It was actually Lou.
Yeah.
God,
Right.
that's why he's gone. He's calling.
Tatiana's over there like, "Don't say Luke, don't say Luke, don't say Luke," like that kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, Bishop, Tatiana, Solomon, they all no idea. But Selena,
That was in their mind, but yeah, out loud, did they say anything or?
Nope, neither saying nor thinking.
All right. Okay.
Selena,
Well, go ahead. Sure.
She will, from what I know of from Alundra, I spent much time with her. She did say that she knew who she felt it was, and it was somebody who she personally knew, but wanted to wait for that person to reveal themselves to her first. And before that ever happened, she disappeared. So I don't know who it was, but she did say she personally knew this.
Who am I sitting next to? Is it like it is on the map?
Sure.
I'm gonna lean over to Ren and whisper, "Do we just want to tell them that we're in contact with Alundra?"
Well, I'm sure. I don't see why they wouldn't. They'd probably be more likely to believe us.
Ergra, Crystal.
What?
The Alundra crystal.
I look to the other two.
This is going to be really nice to have a message right now because I'm thinking this whole time about the crystal, but I was thinking like maybe we'll wait till the morning after we discuss it. But Kurt's is kind of throwing all our gear on the table. I mean, you might as well just keep going. I mean, at this point. But
who has it currently? Was it put?
I think Erga does have it.
I think Erga. Yeah.
It was
so to cover
fused
with
Kurt's... the staff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she has both.
Okay.
Yeah,
to cover Kurt's leaning over to Rin, I'll ask my second question so you guys like have that little moment to not be heard. My other thought was that I just get the feeling that there's a lot of push and pull to this whole situation. The sister stones are kind of on their own thing, in terms of the red, the blue, the green here. But I know there's a lot of the pull. The past priestesses had this white eyes, and I just, from everything that we've been learning along our travels, is that it just seems that for every, positive, there's a negative. For every yin, there's a yang. So has anyone ever heard of anyone having the opposite of white eyes? I mean, just because the white eyes are the head priestesses of the temple, which is supposed to be the pure and the just and the truthful. Has anyone ever heard of anything, just off the top of your dome, of anyone with what would be the opposite of white? Black eyes, perhaps, just straight death black shadow eyes or anything like that, just to be the opposite. What would be the opposite of a head priestess? The foot priester. Is that a thing? Like, or is it just like look around the table? Like,
The
is
bottom
anyone picking up what I'm
cultist.
putting down here? Yeah. What is it? What's the opposite of that?
Altar boys.
Wasn't going that far. It's just just yin to the yang there. And so my question to the group would be if there's an opposite to the white eyes. Like, I mean, has everyone ever heard of anything like that? Or
Yeah.
and it doesn't even have to be necessarily evil. Just the opposite, right? The sanctification and the purification or the corruptions and things. You know.
The party here's their knowledge base seems to be mostly on experiencing the sanctified side or the perception of sanctification. So the temple, whether it was or wasn't. As far as you guys would actually be these experts at the table for actually the corrupted side.
Well, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking them.
Yeah,
to see if they know anything.
Yeah,
like
their
that.
response to that would be no. None of them would. You guys, I'm just telling the four of you. You guys have seen far more than probably, as far as you know, anyone else has seen. You've experienced by the cult of chaos and these other things that you have seen. These were secretive things that you happenstance or things that pulled you towards. But then there's also the other things you guys have collected. That were not accessible to anyone else. So you guys have more information than they would by far.
Right. That's why I was posing the question to not, I'm not showing my hand here or anything. I'm more or less just using the aces up the sleeve that we have here in terms of that thought of had they. I mean, we're talking with 4 people who would know. So if they do, they do. They don't, they don't. The just as much as you have the holy side, they know about the devil. You got to know something, but they don't know anything at all. Okay, all right. Nothing at all. Okay, well, just thought it was a top of the dome question, but I'll just go back to my pie then. And
my pie.
Oh, it's apple. Oh, it's good. Good apple. That's probably my favorite one. All right.
And
I'll
as Finley,
go back to
as
my pie.
Finley trails off, Urgra will, seeing no objection from anyone else, take out the Alundra stone and slide it onto the center of the table.
We're on a mission from God.
You just love waiting for that time to say that.
There it is.
All right, so as Alundra brings the crystal forward, did we say it was with the staff, or you just have them independently?
I'm just doing the stone. I don't think did we merge them? I don't think
We tried and
I don't think we could.
That's what
we
I
tried
thought.
mending.
And then Spaz was saying something to me about it, and I thought I had it wrong. So that's what we'll go with. If anybody remembers, Jackie, you watched every episode, let us know.
Well, if you got it wrong, then it'd be wrong anyway.
Right. All right, so as Urgra brings up the crystal and starts sliding it forward, you will see Solomon kind of grabbing at his chest. And almost like what you
Calm down, old
players
man.
would recognize as signs of a heart attack.
The pie!
It was poison.
It's Claudia all along. Kill her!
So
Turned into a
as
demon.
you see Solomon kind of grab at his chest, we're gonna go on our next break, and when we come back, we will find out what is happening.
dies.
There seems to be a major reaction in the room as Urgra brings up Alundra's crystal. We hope everyone's having a lot of fun. We're having an absolute blast. We're gonna go on a break. When we come back, we're gonna give another raffle out. Some more table tokens. See you in a few minutes.
Woo. Stick around.
Stick around.
The dice are telling me it's a 20. We're sticking with it. You can just go. I'm gonna go over here because I'm gonna belt this shit. I'm just gonna go.
Yes, this is my daughter Melody.
Oh.
You shall find justice upon your soul. Turn it into a, let's go with a gelatinous cube.
Okay.
And I'll let it just go ahead and sit there and start dissolving the place up.
Yeah,
we're on our phones. This shit.
No, we're paying attention. Yeah, we're focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
I'll just sort of run my finger through the scar that goes across my head. Indeed.
Grab it by the head, start slamming the skull into the stone wall next to me until the skull just shatters. Bend the fucking knee, peasants.
I'm gonna burn a lucky point.
Okay.
Oh my god!
It's meant to be.
Tell Caldivar, if you can, please, sir, that Kurtz Glaskin is going.
Come up to Ren and say, speaking of teamwork, do you have any offensive spells at all?
Right? He's got a really scruffy, nasty beard and kind of kicks his foot. Like, ow! Down, and he just starts going off on this rift. Martha will turn to the crowd and he'll go, "Are you not entertained?" Hail, brave adventurer!
Hello there, everyone's favourite halfling bard, Finley Shenanigan here. Being the soulful adventurer that I am, and known for telling a tale or two, pull up a stool to grab a pint as I tell you a story about my favourite hero, me. In my years of travelling, I met people of all walks and cultures. Although the horsemen coming didn't affect me directly, I saw the toll they left behind. The destruction and devastation these villainous beings left in their wake sparked something within me. How was I, Finley Shenanigan, to become the greatest, most legendary bard that Candoria had ever seen, if no one was around to behold my glory? More importantly, where is Alundra? When will she be back? And what will she be wearing? Hopefully something revealing. Anywho, setting on my journey, I shared my glamour with those who had never witnessed such pure, unadulterated excellence before. My legacy was to replace their despair and unite the people for the war yet to come. In the end of the day, everyone can be a hero. Everyone has a little adventure inside of them, and if you don't, would you like one?
Salutations. I am Rin Enoran, historian of Candoria, renowned problem solver, an elf of esteemed conscience. When I became of age, I set out as a Rena and departed from my home of Othalos to the city of Egoras to study the arcane arts. With some difficulties, I was able to teach myself while working as a scribe in the library of Alashar. There, I produced a masterpiece of Candoria's history and its secrets, my manifesto, the true record of our world. However, even my aspirations dwindled when Alundra's guidance vanished, followed by the devastation from the horseman's wake. Despite all the wounds we have suffered, I shall never let our existence be forgotten, for I believe our best hope lies with our knowledge and story made eternal.
My name is Kurtz Glaskin, and I have lost everything that I've loved in this world. My daughters, my wife, my friends, all of them dead to the horsemen. And now I have a chance to redeem myself, to protect my friends, to lead humanity into a new age of light and hope. Alundra abandoned us, the goddesses abandoned us, and left us with these monsters. And I want to take everything from them that they've taken from us. I live in a world of blood and hatred and violence, and so I will become that violence. I will be that hatred, and I will be exactly what we need, a sword against the darkness.
My name is Urgra Dropper, and I am a dependable ambassador. I was the only half-breed in my mother's tribe of orcs where the threat of being eaten constantly hung over my head. And yet, those were some of the happiest times of my life compared to my time with the Revenant. I was 12 when I first picked up a bow and started hunting, and I quickly found that people make the most interesting prey and often deserve an arrow in the head far more than most monsters. Magic and even the Three Sisters were always something weird and sinister to me. That is, until by chance I crossed paths with the High Priestess Alundra, who showed me that magic, like everything else, can be used for good or for evil. And that's what I'll keep on repeating to myself every time one of those stuck-up magical morons say something that makes me want to cut out their tongues.
The following program features adults using adult language. You have been warned.
All right, here we go.
It's been a while, so you're allowed to be more specific.
All right, we are back. Sorry. We're just talking about balls. So
Sorry.
It got me really good. All right, thanks for sticking with us, everybody. We got another raffle to do. It's the same thing again. It's going to be exclamation point raffle space, and then how many tickets you want to buy. It is 10 table tokens per entry, and it's up to 100
cool.
tickets. Subscribers, again, get 100. So let me go ahead and close this one out and the old one, and
Tell us when we go. Tell us when to go.
It's open. Exclamation point raffle space. How many you want to buy? And I wish everybody the best of luck.
Now it's open.
Now it's open.
It's open now. All right, so we got merch. If you guys want to get some cool swag to support the channel, we got mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, lots of cool stuff. Not only for this show on the channel, there's stuff for the channel. Ages past, we're going to be having new stuff coming up for Rise of Unity, world building. More merch is going to be coming. So if you guys...
I gotta get some mugs, man. Those mugs do look nice.
Pretty cool.
And they're a nice size.
Yeah, they're good. And the, this... I don't know how they did it, but I think they did enamel over the printing, so it's like it doesn't chip off. So it seems
that's on there. That's awesome.
So more merch will be coming. It'll be a cool way. And if you guys get any, make sure you take a picture and join our Discord and post a picture on there. And we'd love to give you a little spotlight for getting some merch. So that'd be really cool. All right, again, exclamation point, raffle space, how many tickets you want to buy. If you don't have the currency, it will not get you in there. So go ahead and let that run for a few minutes.
Side note, while we're at the table eating pie, I don't have pie upstairs, but I do have a donut.
That's close.
So I'm going to do that. And just to make Dylan crazy, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way like I do have, which is I'm going to eat my donut with my fork and knife, just to...
Because you're fucking weird.
Yeah. Don't insult old-fashioned. That has nothing to do
barbarian.
with your freaking peccadillos.
I don't have any pie, but I got a shit ton of bacon, so that's what I'm going to do.
That's pretty good, too.
I have Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
That was a weird snack.
I mean, mine is popcorn, but I thought mine was a little more normal.
Weird flex, but okay.
Let us know in the chat who's got the best snack.
I don't know. It's hard to beat maple donuts. Look at that thing.
Oh, it looks really good, though.
Oh, it's good. It's even better for some reason when you eat it with a fork and knife. It just has that extra little, I don't know, donut zing.
A metal taste.
Mm-hmm.
And, lead.
I highly recommend it. Anyway.
All right. Just go ahead.
Throw your crystal on the table. Let's do this thing.
Well, let's go ahead and do the drawing.
Hey,
Brian!
Woo!
Nice.
Congrats, Brian.
That's awesome.
All right. Let me go ahead and give those out real quick.
Hurry up, Sean. God.
So did we kill Solomon?
All right.
I mean...
Inadvertently.
Somehow.
That'd be great.
With
a mini heart attack we just gave him?
As we jump in, can I do a medicine check to see if he's actually having a heart attack?
Absolutely, go ahead.
And I did say that I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts again. It's my last one I got. So, Detect Thoughts for the tablets, Detect Thoughts for the Alundra Stone. He'll be fine! He's fine.
Walk it off.
It's just a yawn.
Rub some dirt in it. Be a man! All right.
Would I not know, or would I assume he's gonna be fine?
Well, yeah, with the 6, you're not gonna get any information, so we'll just play it out here. But real quick, before we jump back into it, I just want to thank everybody for the follows, and we have some hosts tonight. We really love it. We appreciate it. Sorry we don't always have the time to stop and acknowledge it because we try to stay immersed in the role play, which we're about to do again. So, any future follows, likes, any of that goodness. Subscribers,
thank you, everyone.
We thank you very much.
You guys are awesome. Guys and gals are awesome.
All right, so as Urga brings the crystal onto the table, you're going to see a major paradigm shift in the room as everybody reacts to it. And it almost seems like, not necessarily that they know what it is, it almost feels like everyone here in this room are all kind of one accord, one mindset, and it's about the following the teachings of Alundra. Shut your whore mouth.
It's because I'm eating my donut. Continue. You're good.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, fuck you.
They seem to almost be not necessarily reacting to the crystal itself, but they can almost feel something is about it. That's kind of what the impression all of you guys would get. As far as Solomon kind of grabbing at his heart, you'll actually see him almost seem like he's in pain as he kind of grabs at his chest, and his left arm will kind of be bracing on the table, and he'll almost seem to kind of lose consciousness, but doesn't. Curse, as you're looking over to him, you actually medically are unsure what is going on to him, but he seems to be
spare the dying, anyway.
Okay. He seems to be okay. But as he's looking at the crystal, he'll kind of lean forward, being a little short of breath, and his breathing becomes very labored. He almost seems to be spiritually overwhelmed. As soon as you brought it out, just him seeing it just seems to just boom, hit him like a truck. And Claudia will immediately kind of get up and be like trying to tend to him as everyone's kind of looking around very confused, and he'll be kind of pushing her away. I'm fine.
You sure?
What is that? I feel like I know it, but I don't know it.
Well, one could argue it was the last miracle Alundra ever performed.
Will you please tell me more about this?
Well, I mean, everything, guys.
Well, we might as well at this point.
I feel like they're more or less probably they're allies, yes.
We've been talking about gathering allies, and we might as well start with ones that.
This pie is amazing. Yeah, keep going.
You had me at apple pie.
Yeah, we need good pie in our army, okay?
Alright, so the first time the four of us met was about 12 years in the future from now. We were being gathered at that time because, much like 3 years ago, when a great evil emerged onto this world, that happened in 2 years, and then in 7 years, basically every 5 years. So we were summoned at the precipice of year 20 to combat whatever evil emerged. And wouldn't you know it, it came. It also came early, which was, a bitch. But we were able to mostly survive. But turns out that when that battle ended, we were, well, really before it could be ended, we were whisked away to elsewhere. And we were introduced to a living crystal that introduced itself as Alundra. And she gave us that artifact and told us that we were all chosen by the goddesses to fix what had gone wrong, apparently in the past 20 years. And so ever since then, the four of us have traveled together, going through the week of the light show in the sky. We come back, possibly inhabit our old bodies with our then skill sets and abilities, and we have been investigating what is going on in this world and how to fix it, how to find out what happened to the goddesses, what happened to Alundra, what happened to all the people. Why are there these horrible things called horsemen that exist? And that's the skinny of it.
So as you go on giving a synopsis of your guys' divine journey, almost expecting maybe some criticism or some disbelief.
Yeah, I would like to get detect thoughts on all that while Urga is dropping hot. She literally just Just mic dropped it on everyone. So yeah,
Sure.
I'd like to. That would be a good moment for all of that. Just
I'm gonna light my pipe and watch their whole fucking mentality of the world just shatter.
yeah. I'll just go once around the horn if that's fine. Just.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? I'd like to go once around the horn, and I would like to probe into the mind of Solomon more.
Interesting.
Because he's not going to have a good saving throw.
I don't know.
All right, where's my good old Solomon? What kind of saving throw was it for probing deeper?
Wisdom.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. High priest.
You just told fucking
That's all right.
one of the apostles.
I don't
like,
care.
Vibe check you.
I don't care. He can know that I'm probing. I don't give a shit.
He actually doesn't.
Doesn't pass or doesn't probe?
He doesn't know. Surprisingly. Wow.
What are his deep thoughts?
All right. So, with Solomon, what is? All right.
So we were sent by Alundra to correct everything that went wrong.
The first surface thoughts, I'll start with there and we'll go deeper.
Sure.
Is the prospect of Alundra not being gone is going to be both extremely exciting for him, but also not surprising. And as you probe deeper, it's almost going to be like his deepest hope. Obviously, he wants the goddesses back, but he has a personal relationship with this woman, and he loves her very deeply. And hearing this tale, if it is true, and it seems like, as you are probing in, I'll give you more, he is willing to dismiss any negative bias he had with coming up with reasons why this couldn't be true. He wants it to be true. So he's immediately going to accept it. And his thoughts at that point would then be to... Oh, here we go. I'll give you this. The four of you will instantly have so much credibility in his his mind.
The shit.
Right. That if you guys are working for that which he treasures most of anything in this world, whether you trust her or not, like you each have your own opinions of her, the fact that you are doing work for her is gonna like blow his mind.
That's cool.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Perfect. I just want to see what the reaction was of all these people, especially him, in regards to Urga dropping all this. Not only that Alundra's in a crystal that we're floating around, but we're also chosen by the goddesses to see, I guess, maybe if they really believe us. That's where I was going with that. So that's good. Going deeper into Solomon, kind of got a clarification there. So that's good. But surface thought, are the rest of them kind of buying that? Or are they just kind of like, someone randomly showed up in their town and talking about being divine prophets of goddesses, and
I like Apostle better. That kind of has a
Apostle.
better ring.
Okay.
The warrior, the apostles of the Warrior's Oath.
Yeah.
Tatiana and Selena
warrior apostles
are going to be kind of feeding off of the energy of Solomon. They obviously have their own opinions, but they definitely seem to trust his wisdom in this, so they're going to be kind of reliant on Solomon. So this is all kind of happening at once, so wherever Solomon goes, that's going to kind of where those two will kind of seem to follow. But Bishop, on the other hand, his surface thoughts are going to be very skeptical. And the reasoning for that, just surface thoughts, is going to be, how can this be true when he sees what he sees when he looks at the four of you? Does that make sense?
Yeah. How are these four fuck-ups the apostles?
Like, exactly.
I get it. Yeah.
Like, the story's
You're
incredible.
evil, we don't look like what it looks like, basically.
Right.
It's
Story-
divine
story makes
armors
sense.
with golden wings and shit. Yeah.
Covered
yeah.
in blood.
Seems
and
credible.
sweat and-
Brings
Yeah,
a lot
with
of
maces
answers.
of glory. Maces of glory and might, and here we are.
Right, exactly. Why these ones?
Cool. Okay. So for Tatiana and Selena, those two are basically following Solomon thoughts, and Bishop's the only skeptical one. Okay,
Right.
got it. Cool. Thank you. Continue
The
on.
salt from Bishop could like make the Dead Sea look like a fucking vegan restaurant.
He just hates us more and more the more we delve out about how we're holy and he's got
dude.
it. Cool. Yeah.
It's more along of
jealous,
distrust, maybe jealous. You're not
Guys,
sure, but it's,
did I get jealousy off that top level stuff or not so much? Skeptical.
He's the Anakin Skywalker of this.
he feels
shit.
he feels he has a purpose.
Okay.
He's the chosen one.
You guys are
shit,
revealing
dude.
your purpose and what his
Our
expectation
purpose is
of-
just a little bigger.
right. But
He was meant to bring balance to Candoria.
exactly. But from his
Dude, we fight
Not
this
these
dude as
ass
like
clowns.
he's level 15 fucking horseman. Like he just fucking
He's
flips it.
war. That's it. No, he just loses his shit after this. War. Hey. By the
All right,
way,
Urgra was dropping it. I didn't mean to interrupt, but the tech thoughts was kind of important there. So
Sure.
okay, go ahead, Urgra. Continue on. Mike dropping it.
Well,
so
I mean,
Solomon
And they're all
will say-
and they're all mind blown at the moment. That's
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Solomon will butt in. So, if what you're saying is true, then Alundra isn't actually gone. She's just somewhere else. That seems...
she's pretty gone.
But she said she sent all of you and that you've seen her.
Yeah, she sent us because she's gone.
Well, not gone as in erased or no longer existing. She exists, but she's just not here in the world.
we have contact with her.
Yes.
That's, I think, the basis of what is important.
Is that what this crystal is for? Is this how you communicate with her?
Ooh.
You know, we haven't
Do
really
we want to
been
tell
given-
him that's like our anchor to reality?
We don't really even know that much. Well, we know that much, but we don't know more than that. Not really. It's sort of just a way that she keeps track of us, I suppose.
Okay.
But there is something else that we've been collecting aside from these tablet pieces. You
Well-
say that some of you were able to feel the presence of the goddesses in the past year.
Yes.
Well, last year we seemed to be able to do something, Finley, if you want to stop stuffing your face.
I'm stuffing my face too. I'm super hungry, so totally good.
What? What is that?
You want to bring out the blue balls?
There's more? How much?
Sister, you have no idea.
Tatiana will be... It seems like the baby is asleep at this point, so she'll just be kind of rocking and holding him. It's... How can there be more? I don't understand. There's so much
We are very
more,
busy people.
so much more to all of you than I ever could have imagined. Does
That's-
Caldivar
that's
know all
good.
of this?
No, I don't. No,
I
I don't
think
think he
he
does.
knows a little bit.
Not much.
I forget who you said that we're on a vision from God.
Yeah, I think he
speech to.
knows a little bit, but I say it to a lot of people, okay?
You really do.
Like the merchant on the street.
And
Just
some of it you said before your guys' changes actually
Yeah.
rolled over, too.
No,
I mean-
Caldivar is actually working for me at the moment. He agreed to be my eyes in the temple, so I actually need to receive a report from him. But
That makes sense because despite all of my urges of asking him to come here with us, he says he can't. That he has a promise to fulfill, and I assumed it was with Tavara. And that left me very torn because all of us are aligning ourselves against Tavara's cause. And I don't know, maybe it was for a promise to you, not to Tavara. That would mean he's possibly more aligned with our thoughts than I thought.
him coming here also would probably lead to the temple coming here. So
He refuses,
that's good. That's a good thing.
and it breaks my heart. And He's not
That's a
getting
shame.
to see Timmy grow up at all.
Well,
think the-
it would be a little bit more suspicious if he did suddenly arrive and kept coming here when supposedly there is nothing to really tie him to the infant yet.
Well, do any of you have children? Do any of you understand the calling of a father to be there for his children?
You see that fucking eye roll from Connor just now? Holy shit. God damn.
I'm surprised his
I'm
eyes
sorry.
came back.
No, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Sean. I was concerned for a second. I was like, shit, is he having a stroke? Like,
Go ahead and just throw Ergra. Eye roll. There it is. Now it's in the
Yeah.
chat. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, no, I mean,
Finley has children.
Yeah, we all understand it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where. So, just side notes as I look over towards
Wait,
Tatiana.
Finley, you have children? I didn't know that.
Well, that's just such a long story.
How many do
I
you
don't know
have?
if that I know of. Oh, just one. Just one that I know of. But
How often do you get to see your child?
Well,
Like
here's
a
the
D8.
here's the right. a D20, just a D20. Just roll the percentile die. Well, just it's the life of an adventurer doesn't really need me too much to really set in an anchor point with a homestead or anything. However, I will say that I can understand this Caldavar's sentiments of not being able, having a really tough pull of being one place and really wanting to be somewhere else, even though he made a promise. But here's the thing, when it all boils down to it, I think the bigger problem we have here is not how many children I have. The matter of the point here is what's the situation moving forward here? I mean, because are we all in agreement that Tavara should not be where she is in her seat of power right now? I mean, is anyone just going to throw it out there? I mean, is it just not okay to whisper these words among these walls? But
I think that
the contrary, they're very vocal of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the plan here? I mean, is this why we're at this council right now, or are we trying to think of ways to? Because we've tried to think of other things before. She was put into the situation young, maybe not to her own faults, but she has no guidance. She has no counsel of her own. We suggested that in the past before, and I mean, is this the end all get all here? Trying to figure out what exactly is behind this veil, beard, whatever we're gonna go with. Try to upseat this woman, or is that just fun talk for now?
We need to discern whether or not she is under the influence of something else, because if she is, we can't exactly hold her fully accountable for what she's done.
Fair point.
Well, unless she agreed to have some force do this.
Fair point again.
Now, a few people sitting at this table have agreed to forces and done things under their influence that they might regret.
Keep going.
So about those balls.
I was trying to move on from that subject. Wasn't really feeling like sharing my balls, but sure. I mean, since we're just sharing everything, I mean, why not?
Tatiana will be like, "There's a child here. What are we talking about?"
It's asleep.
And I will reach into my bag and think about it for a second, and then I will. This is probably a better version of it anyway, and I will minor illusion what a blue ball looks like. I'm not pulling a real one out.
Okay.
Is it glowing?
You can't do that at the dinner table. It's rude.
Yeah, that's breaking all rules of supper etiquette.
What? No casting magic at the table?
No, whipping your ball out.
Not in my household.
What?
You also eat donuts with forks and knives. You're a heathen.
That's right, man. We do all kinds of crazy shit out here.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
Image of an object within range. Create a sound, blah, blah, blah. Create an image of an object, blah, blah, blah. Creature, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Blue ball. All up in your face.
I know.
In fact, I can cast it at 30 feet. I'll post it over in front of all those people.
I know it's only a cantrip, but that makes me... How many spell slots do you have left, Finley?
None.
None? Zero?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my last detect thoughts on the Alundra crystal drop was my last one.
Okay.
I got it up, man. I'm keeping track of my shit.
I was just curious. I wasn't sure. My bad, Shouty. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So as you create a minor illusion of your balls in your hand, are you doing just of one ball to show what they look like, or all of them that you've collected? Like
Nope, just
simulating?
one, and I'm
Okay.
posting it up on their end of the table, kind of just hovering, just kind of hovering there in front of them.
Nice.
Did you like the visual representation?
The snowball.
I did.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Then I don't know if Finley has black balls.
Oh.
Yep.
You gotta go to the doctor about that.
But enough about me.
All right. So I mean, there hasn't been any exposition on them, so they're just gonna be more of a yet another thing. Like, do tell.
I told them that once we collected a certain number of them, it seemed to coincide
that's right.
with the goddess's presence returning. And I'll also, as he does that, so we returned to where Alundra is this past year, and those orbs came out of Finley. I know a Captain America cookie really got me too.
Nice.
And they circled around, the Alundra crystal, and she seemed to gather energy from them. She also put energy back in them, and they started to glow, which is a new thing. So I don't know if you all have some experience in your many years of learning of, blue balls and their properties.
Just gonna see that they're all super tired. Just be like, we know it's a lot. Trust us.
Well, I mean, even though this is a lot, this is all good news for them. Like,
this is what they've been waiting for.
Yeah, their reaction is kind of like the resistance has a cause, So
Not a plan, but a cause.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Got to start somewhere.
You don't know what to do about it, but someone's going down. There will be, yeah. All
They're
right.
gonna murder someone.
So Solomon will be very intrigued with this. So you said the balls spun around Alundra's crystal in the void, and that changed it. So they can all vouch they felt a change. You have a smaller representation of it. So Solomon's going to speak up. This sounds much like the time that I saw her collect the sister stones. When I used to make them. When she collected them into the Unity Stone. It's the physical description sounds the same. It spun all around it, it reacted, and it became something more.
She turned into the Sister Stone's final form. She is literally coalesced, like, sanctity.
Have you guys tried replicating what happened in your void with this crystal here? Have you put the spheres around this one? Did it do anything?
No, didn't. I thought they aren't they depleted, Finley? Are they depleted?
We don't know.
Well, Finley would know. He's been
We don't
caressing
know
them
what
for
we're
quite a while.
I was enjoying this dinner. I was having a nice beef stew. I was having some pie, and now everyone just keeps bringing up my balls. Just one after the other. Don't really like to talk about it at the dinner table.
Speaking of elephant in the room, let's talk about Finley's balls.
Sure, just one more thing, I guess. But sure,
Look,
I will
Finley,
look into my satchel.
If you don't want to bring it out, you don't have to.
We just have the leading experts in the country on the subject.
And as you say that, Kurt Celine will be like, shh, 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 yes you do, Finley, let's see it.
Oh shit. So when I showed them the illusion before, did they give any kind of initial reactions about like understanding or knowing what it was? I mean, they seem to know what the tablets were.
Yeah, they don't seem to recognize this aspect of it, but Solomon seems to be going on a thought train.
How about we sleep on this? This is a lot of information that we've given out and received, and it's been a very, very long day.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'll fuck. We'll give it a shot. I mean, the crystal's already out here, right?
Yep.
I will pull out one blue ball. Does it do anything?
No, not just one of them, no.
I will pull out
Hint, hint.
2 of my balls.
No, not 2 of them. No.
Nothing yet, huh? I'll pull out my 3rd ball, Sean.
Urgra grabs Finley by the ankles and just starts
No!
shaking him upside down.
Oh, fuck! And just like, so everything in my satchel, my antitoxin, my ice chalk, my lantern stars, my cooling gel, my shine water, my vine oil, everything just coming out.
Everything's out.
And 3 more balls.
Well, that's one way to do it, Urgra.
Shit, Urgra, I was getting there, all right?
I'll try to make sure they don't get stomped or broken.
So I'm hanging upside down. Put me down!
Okay,
writing in my notes. Urgra.
All right, so as all of the balls come rolling out on the table next to the crystal, you will see the crystal, the smaller version.
Ah, shit.
As these divine spheres that Finley has been collecting, as they all come within proximity, you guys haven't seen this crystal do anything. But once these 6 balls come...
Why don't you say orbs?
Orbs! That's still the orb.
Go on, Sean.
Tears.
Get it together, Sean.
I'm usually good at staying in the moment.
Nope. Go on, Sean. Tell us.
As the orbs.
Tell us what happens with my balls on the table,
Tell us.
Sean. Go ahead.
Do it with an ASMR.
All right, so you will start to see the crystal. Of course, Jackie's laughing. You're not helping, Jackie! You're supposed to be on my side. All right, the crystal will start to levitate over the table. You'll see it start to kind of rise up over everyone. And the orbs seem to be written balls.
Are they?
I'm sorry.
Sean.
They'll be
You got this. You got this, Sean. You can do it. I'll stop making you on. You got it.
Been doing this for almost 2 years. Come on.
They'll start coming up towards the crystal, and you'll see them start to rotate in exactly the same fashion that you saw them happen in the void. And once it's all complete, they will all fall to the table. But now the crystal seems to have a faint pulsing glow, just like a Lundra's crystal did inside of the void. And all of the people in the room will all just be kind of sitting there watching, like not knowing what the hell is going on, and kind of looking towards you. Finley? What's happened?
Well, I think we were all, as I look over towards the Warriors Oath members, I thought we were kind of hoping that you could maybe answer what just happened there, as I start to gather up my balls and put it back in my satchel.
Sure.
Before you gather this, I want to look. Are the balls spent? Do they look like they've been spent?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, goodness.
As you stare at Finley's balls.
I was hoping it was an Arcana, but all right.
Do I look tired? Do I look...
How fresh do
an
those
18?
balls look?
Okay. All right. They don't look expended.
Okay.
This is so stupid.
Do I look tired? Do I look like I need to go to sleep from my balls?
Finley's balls don't look like they discharged.
God damn it.
Oh,
All
'cause
right.
they had to give. Okay.
I touched the crystal.
Oh my god.
So we're moving from the balls to the shaft. Okay.
No.
Oh my god.
It's a geode.
A crystal shaft. A shard.
Geode. That is not sexual at all. All right, the
There we go.
geode.
The geode.
Seems slightly
It's still
warm
rock hard.
to the touch.
Damn it, AJ.
What is wrong with everyone? Oh my god.
So aside from getting a new night light,
Jackie said, "Touch my geode." We were on track of having a great RP session.
We were so close.
Solomon, you've seen stuff like this with Alundra.
You've seen balls and geodes. Yeah, he's felt.
Wow.
You gotta avoid general terms. You gotta be very specific.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know the word geode.
Rock.
Yeah, as you
Crystals.
call on him, he'll come forward and he'll be seeming to investigate it. And you'll see his hand kind of go over his mouth as he seems to have some kind of revelation. I haven't felt this feeling
Kyle's broken.
since I hate you guys. Since I saw Alundra create the Unity Stone. Finley, all of you, I can't be sure, but I think, god damn it, guys, I'm trying so hard.
No, you're doing good. Keep
Oh, I know,
going.
it's just funny. They're both just like off the
Kyle's just
side.
I can see it in my
They're
peripherals.
just off the screen.
The monitor you guys are on is like this fucking big. It's right in my face. It's so hard to not see it.
Just watch yourself.
Good. You're good. You're doing great.
The gist of what he's getting at is he thinks that this crystal can now do what Alundra did with the Sister Stones, is the gist of it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that'll sober you up, bring it
Oh, yeah,
down.
that was what?
We can merge the 3 stones into one.
Exactly.
But we are
Interesting,
missing
but we're missing a third stone.
Need the nerd stone.
So just mechanically, just break that to you guys. But you guys did learn earlier about the stones that they are particular to a person. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So one person has to be attuned to 3, then we can use this thing.
We have my Carvalho one and then 2
Two-
Salvadine ones.
Yeah.
Correct.
We got a ways to go.
By the way, is there a place to pray around here, Solomon? A shrine, a temple, idol?
Well, this whole area is free to pray, but go ahead and give me a religion check.
While Kurtz looks for a place to take a knee, ooh, good lord.
This entire area is going to classify as a place to be able to get your religious buffs when you do a short rest or longer praying. So this whole area is dripping with sanctification. Seems like there's always somebody here that is in constant prayer or meditation, and it just leaves this whole place with kind of a sanctified lair action almost.
Stone charge.
Is it possible if Rin asks Solomon to describe, because he had one that rotated around his head, obviously.
He still has one.
And he still has it. But is there any way that he can press for him to, at least with some accurate detail, tell us in a mechanical way what this kind of crystal would do if one were to have it around them?
Ah, okay.
Because I'm trying to get a better gauge as to who would benefit from this the most.
I hear ya. Okay. Just to throw some dice rolls in here, all 4 of you collectively give me a persuasion check, just a baseline persuasion.
Can I use intimidation?
I just want to get a collective score. Yeah, so I'll just persuasion.
Oh,
and,
I love it. Ugh,
and
not
give
bad.
me the grand total of all 4.
58 is what I got.
Okay.
58, yeah.
Sure.
So roughly a little less,
more than that?
14.8 or so.
Is it more than that?
I don't think so.
Hold on.
Yeah.
51, 52. Yeah.
Connor's
58,
got it.
58. Yep.
Okay,
Totally,
so
totally.
he'll give some in-character explanation, but mechanically, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight of something to look forward towards. You guys, I've been withholding a lot of information until you guys got to certain levels of lore and decisions with your characters. You guys are hitting this precipice where I'm ready to open up a lot of things to you in the game. So again, your characters don't know this, but mechanically, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight on this rumored Unity Stone that Solomon has, and he's been talking about Alundra being able to do. The stat effects of the 3 stones, when they combine into one, you do not lose them. They stack together. Okay? There are some additional things that go on top of that, but as far as the activation, it still has the same activation as the other ones. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, But to kind of hint at it, you know how you're getting some pretty cool, radiant, shiny, divine access, Kurt, as you're kind of diving down this path?
Yeah.
This stone is going to have things like that.
Oh.
At very high sphere levels. So.
Okay. So we should make these a priority.
Yes.
Well, it also means that you better be someone who doesn't want to go on the corruption line, because it might not work.
I think it's more like tiers of use. Like the more you use it, the more it levels up, and the more it gives you like buffs.
Well, yeah, but like Rin was saying, it's
Oh.
just going to give you more of the sanctification. I couldn't think of that word.
Very high level spells will be granted when these things go off. So it
There we go. There's
very
that look of interest.
There you go. There you go. It's like the viewer count just went up, and now it's like.
So yeah,
Spells of higher interest.
So
Yeah.
to kind of break that, you guys want these. I promise you. So,
You know, Solomon, I did actually have a quick question while we're talking about geodes and crystals and rocks and rubies and things of, you know, I just can't help but keep going back and forth between this idea between, you know, push, pull, yin, yang, back, forth, up, down, left, right, A, B, start here, where, you know, there's all this divine stuff in terms of, you know, we have these tablets and rocks and geodes and Templars and things like that, and white eyes and things. So I guess the begs the difference of the question. Now, I know you said that you make these goddess stones, but I guess the real flippity flop question would be: are there any things on the other side of the fence that you know of that are there, for lack of a better term, undivine stones of the, you know, is there anything like that that you know of at all in that realm of conversation?
Could your stone be corrupted?
Well, not even just could a stone be corrupted. Sure, I mean, I guess that might be a way to make one, you know, if they're not made. But do you know of anyone, you know, let's say, for example, the opposite of you, Solomon? Like, is there a nega Solomon out there making bad stones? If
they
you
would be unaware of it. Sorry, I'm trying to fix Dylan's chroma key.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
It's been fucked up. Yeah,
weird lately.
I just threw a generic one. It's a little blotchy, but you can't tell because your background is hiding it. So perfect. That's good enough for now. Yeah, there would be no known corrupted sister stone versions, nor
That they're aware of.
That they're aware of, or a corrupted Solomon out there. So.
Well, that's one thing on our side.
Ah, interesting. That's all I really had for that. Oh, and you know, actually, one more thing, just to throw it out to the wind, you know. Since we're just throwing everything out there on the table and seeing what y'all know and don't know about this, you know, when we visit with the Alundra crystal that we is more a little bit bigger than this one that we hold, just if you know of any reason of why perhaps there might be a ring around it, there's this big, large golden ring kind of thing. And it's starting to crack, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's necessarily broken off.
I'll do a minor illusion as Finley's describing it, so it
Okay.
actually shows.
Oh yeah,
what he's
hibbity
showing.
bobbity. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Rin. Yeah, I like that. Any idea what that might be? I mean, our little baby Alundra crystal doesn't have one of those, but the big one does.
It has markings around it too, I believe. Can you discern what these markings are?
All right.
And side note, add a character. I mean, I thought it was cracked. I didn't think it was broken completely.
I thought it was broken.
No, it's cracked. So
my bad.
Just
That's
to
all right.
kind of, it's okay. We're at this precipice of clarifying and revealing things to you guys. We
have 4 holy people here. I'm
Orbs.
hoping someone has answers
Sure.
if they do.
The orbs. Well, I'm just gonna give it DM to player. The orbs
Yep.
are affecting the glowing nature and of the crystal. The killing the horseman is what caused the crack. So there seems to be 2 different things that are simultaneously happening. You don't know. This means this and this means that. You just know that this thing is doing this certain thing and it's doing something. The goddess
I just didn't.
Sure.
Yeah, I just didn't know if when I brought up a gold ring around an Alundra crystal would mean anything to them, like, you know,
Nope.
the Holy Grail means something, you know,
Sure.
anything. Nothing. Gold ring doesn't ring a bell. Okay, that's
Nope.
fine. That's still an answer. Because I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck that came from this whole time.
Mhm.
I don't understand, but we got to figure that out. Anyway, continuing on.
Actually.
Oh.
Not from them, but for you, Finley. What was your alignment score when you went to the void last?
Would it be what it is now?
I had 20s, I'd imagine.
It's 25 right now. Because I jumped like I was at 15 or 16, and then I jumped like 19 up to 35, and then Kurtz's sword dropped me down like 10 to 25. If that sounds accurate.
So when you were over 30, when you could read the thing,
cipher,
the cipher,
mm-hmm.
that effect never was going while you were in the void, correct?
No.
Okay.
That's some weird meta knowledge. Damn.
I knew the answer. I was just working through it so you guys would kind of get it without bringing attention. But since Dylan did, yes, you will be able to rate it.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing of it. I mean, if there was any of the same similar writing on the ring, we might not be able to read it, but would we at least recognize it?
You would recognize it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's good to know.
That just ties in with our thing about the COC being, sort of the root of all this.
Or or the forces that they are
serving,
working towards, or serving. Yes, that too.
Right.
Would you consider it perhaps an almost opposite to divine in a way? If you can read celestial, would you consider this the inverse to that?
Ooh.
Me? Yes, you.
Well, yes, I think that what we believe to be the goddesses serve a higher purpose of order, and these cult of chaos minions and their influence serves a higher purpose, which is simply chaos. Two sides of the same coin, and in the middle is where we operate in the balance. Jesus Christ. YouTube.
Words I've never heard before, but still, I think I understand your...
YouTube, Kurtz? Never heard of it. Okay, well, should look into that. Anyway. No, you're good. Okay, well, I mean, I'm looking around the table here. I feel like there's a lot to process here. Maybe this might be a good time. It's getting kind of wee late into the evening here. Is everyone good? Anything else I need to talk about? I mean, let me ask you, you know what? Actually, come to think of it, looking at our side of the table, Tatiana and Selenia and Solomon and Bishop over there, in fairness of all full disclosure here, we four have really kind of thrown our, behind. We let you peek behind the curtain here on lots of information, and the only things that are going to get better. Now, I know you've kind of given information when you get thought of it, but I mean, is there anything else that perhaps you think might be a little important to tell us about, anything at all, considering, we've thrown tablets and gold geos and balls on the table and just literally let you know everything that we know about everything? It's just in fair full disclosure. I just see Finley kind of get a little heated as he's like talking, like get a little antsy, halfling. Continue.
In fairness, in this one meeting, we've learned more than like 8 years of Alundra.
Truthfully, yes.
Right? Yeah, she doesn't know shit.
Like,
Profit
that's why I keep throwing shit. I'm like, holy shit, they know things.
Mm-hmm. Like in a video game, you just keep dropping stuff, just fall on the table. I mean, before we all call it for the evening and really let our minds kind of process everything that's moving forward, I would, anything else you think that might be pertinent information for our we four to know. And I guess really what we should all think about for this evening's rest is, what's the plan moving forward? As I mentioned before, are we talking about the coup here? Are we talking about dethroning this priestess? Are we talking about maybe trying to help her since maybe as before she doesn't have any counsel? Or lots been thrown out, beards and veils and things. Just wrapping up here.
I don't think we need to make a decision right now.
Sure, right, yeah, sleep on it, yeah. As I'm looking at those four at the end of the table, just,
sure. It has become very apparent through tonight's conversations with them that they are all aligned on Tavar should not be in power.
Got it.
Alundra's ways were the correct interpretation of the goddess's will. That makes Tavara the enemy. They are coming from different perspectives, though, on what they actually think of Tavara. Obviously, Tatiana doesn't like her because personally she was a bitch to her.
Sure.
But it's so they're all coming from the personal side. It's more of a what they all come in alignment on is the fact that she shouldn't be there, and she is. It wouldn't be a bad thing if she did what carried on Alundra's legacy, but she has made every priority to discredit and do the opposite of everything of Alundra, which is against all of their core values. So you guys, they're not going to be, just to kind of summarize the tone and everything.
Summaries are good.
They're not at this point expecting you guys to join their cause, but it has become very apparent with everything you guys shared. You guys play a significant role, and they would be viewing you guys as enormous assets for their cause. So
It's important for us not to forget that we have the power of this situation.
Right. So they're going to continue doing their own thing. But what they're going to position to you, just to kind of fast track, because we're at the end of tonight's game, the wrap up of the RP would be, they made known their intentions and they are 100% backing Alundra and want to restore that and take down what they view as a tyrant. Whether she is or not, who knows? That's just their perspective. If you want to join alongside them, they would be more than happy to have you. The things you guys are obviously above them. They wouldn't be expecting it. They would want your help. But if you don't, either way, since you are working with Alundra and the things you guys have revealed, if there are things that they can do to assist you in your journey, even though it's different than their cause, they are still wanting to be close to Alundra. Does that make sense? So if you're working for her or alongside her or whatever, they still would want to assist. So, summarize the summary. They are huge potential allies, and they want to assist you and would like your assistance if possible.
Yes, I have no objection to an alliance.
Let's just keep it beneficial for each other until we are sure about how to proceed.
Our greatest concern, Selena will say, from here moving forward, whether or not we aid you or you aid us, it is paramount that the temple does not learn of everything we said here. If they know what we have talked about, if Tavara learns the things we have all learned tonight, that we know that, I can guarantee you that we will be hunted by the temple and they will not stop. I've seen them go to the edges of the continent, hunting people down for far less. This is treason beyond all forms of treason that has ever been reported from the temple.
I will certainly not say a word. I mean, you can trust us. We kept the secret for Tatiana for a year.
Yeah, you won't have to convince them that you can keep a secret because of the shit you guys share. Like, they will trust you, but they're just looking for the confirmation. So Kurtz and Rin said yes?
I'll reply back to Finley and say, no, it takes me 10 minutes.
I mean, we're not going to go and, run to the temple like, Tavaria, guess what we learned?
Well,
About
Rin, we've
ourselves.
been here a long time. Maybe you could start doing that, maybe.
Okay, I'll try. I'm going to look a little awkward as I go off to the side and pull open my book and start muttering a ritual for 10 minutes.
Maybe don't do that.
I'm already doing it. Yeah, it's a lot of weird mumbling.
Maybe that's not the best course of action. After we just were like, hey, don't tell Tamario. Hold
I'm
on,
doing
I'll
it.
just
No,
pass
no,
this.
no. You're doing
No,
it?
this is actually to make sure that we're not being spied on, because I feel like there's a lot of trust in this room. However, we all know that there's very different ways of spying and all kinds of weird trickery. So, looking or listening, I myself could do it. So, I think
Sure.
it's just one last little precaution wouldn't be necessarily terrible.
So after
I will say, if they have been spying on us, they would know by now, because we're kind of already talked about it.
Sure. Well,
At least-
we'll
at
go
least I
ahead
know.
at this point and let Rin, you go ahead and do it. And you are confident that there's been no magical means of spying that's happened. 100%
good.
confident with it.
Good.
But loose lips sinks ships. So that part you can't guarantee that nobody here will repeat anything. They're all asking you guys to not repeat it, but of course you guys don't know if they will. But if they have just as much to lose as well. You know what I mean? They don't want to die.
Sure.
With my detect magic on, do I see any magical items on anyone's person that are different or unique from the last time I've been here?
Oh, hi.
Yeah, Kurtz does.
You just see a demon standing behind Kurtz.
I mean,
with his hand on his hand.
Yeah, it's just like an inserted
insert into the same gauntlet. Just standing there.
The
That's not freaky at all.
halberd that Bishop has is very magical.
1v1, bro. Final destination. No healing potions.
So is his armor.
Okay.
Tatiana, no, because she gave the necklace to Finley. Claudia, no. Solomon, Justice.
Technically, then I see the necklace from Finley, then, don't I?
Yes.
It's in my satchel. I didn't put it on, but
Yeah, I can see it. I can go. I see a wing going on.
It's on the floor now.
Oh yeah.
You're aware of Solomon's Unity Stone, even though it's not spinning of his head. He does have it on his person. It's just tucked away.
I'm picking all my shit back up. Looking at Urgra.
And then the stuff we got from the Legion.
Yeah, Rin's just gonna notice, I think, the necklace now, compared to anything else, as being something to question later.
I like how the necklace is what bothers him and not the fucking iron gauntlet.
Oh, I mean, he already knows that thing's a cursed item. You freaking, like, picked that shit up. It was the doll. This is the third time this has happened. It's like, there's pretty easy, like... I don't need to detect magic to know that.
That's the trick.
All right.
It isn't magic.
It's demon magic. All right, so is everyone good? Are we all fine here? Or this pie's making me really sleepy.
Do you have rooms where we might be able to rest for the evening?
Miss Claudia finally could jump in. Oh, yes, of course I do. I have lots of places. Yes. Yeah, rooms will not be an issue here. Yeah, no problem at all.
Alright. I'll just be pestering Finley eventually when he gets to his room about the necklace, but I'll wait until we depart from this dining hall.
Yeah, they would all be kind of on the same consensus of this has been a lot. We need to sleep on it, think, meditate, pray, whatever, blah, blah. They are all okay with turning in for the night. If you guys are. If you have anything else, go ahead and throw it up. If not, we can just track till bedtime.
Yeah, I'll just basically go to Finley eventually and just say, Finley, that necklace of yours, where'd you find it?
I didn't find any necklaces, Rin.
All right, but you
You're
have
such a
one.
dick. I mean, I have a necklace. I did just find one lying around, if that's what you're asking.
Did someone give it to you?
Yeah, see, there you go. Someone gave it to me. What, you mean this thing? I'll just pull it out. Like, I don't care what this thing is.
Is it the Kurtz necklace from long ago?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll be like, so you got Kurtz's necklace back?
Right. Well, it's just this whole weird thing. This chick was talking about circles where I guess Kurtz gave this to somebody, and then that person gave it to her, and then she gave it to me, and she wants me to give it, I don't know, back to Kurtz again to make the circle. I don't know. Do you want it? Do you want to be in the circle? Do you want me to give it to you, and then you give it to fucking Kurtz? Just
Well,
to make the circle bigger, or?
Oh no, I was just a little curious because I remember that being a very effective necklace on healing when we had some issues. Do I remember if it took Kurtz an hour to figure out how to use it, or was it just like a hey, it does it?
I had to attune to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Great. All right. It take some time. All right. Well, that's fine. But Finley, the other reason I wanted to come to you, I needed to ask. Can you, you do know how to mend wounds as well from a distance, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Right.
Play a couple chords on the old balalalika, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right, yes. Do you have the means to cast them currently?
Oh, no, right now I'm fucking exhausted, man. I need to go to sleep. But
Right.
I mean, I could maybe show you in the morning how
Yes,
to
could
strum
you?
a tune.
Well, I'm hoping that because you see, I'll hold up my fingers and there's a ring, a double-banded gold ring. This particular item, I acquired this along my journeys, and I finally now have it again. It allows me to store magic inside for later use, so I was thinking perhaps if I had something of that nature that I could then release when needed, I could be a bit more useful in case others might happen to fall and, try to get them back up, since I'm not quite, the healing-capable individual.
Right. Now, how the hell does that work? I just play music and it just zippity boops into the ring, or how does that?
You just yes. Imagine focusing the spell to the ring rather than to a person. Heal the ring, as it were.
You're gonna see Finley like half eyes open, half eyes closed. Just sure, man. I mean, yeah.
And it dawns on you, you probably ate 2 entire pies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just like food coma in a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus tired. Yeah, I mean, sure, heal the ring. I'll think of something to sing to a ring to make it heal, but
to make it bling.
Yeah, to make to do that. But I mean, yeah, I can't do it right now. I'm just really tired.
That's fine. But yes, for tomorrow, if you don't mind.
All right.
Am I in the room?
I don't know. Is it a shared communal room, or do we all have individual rooms?
You'd all be together. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll walk over and put a finger on the ring and cast Cure Wounds.
No. I pull it away.
Ah, what are you doing, Kurtz?
Wait, Kurtz. I do appreciate that. I did think of your healing capabilities, but I then figured that maybe perhaps having one at range might be better.
Kurtz will just shrug, go back to bed.
But Kurtz, did you want your necklace back?
Yes, I would.
Hold on. I'll hand it to Rin. Okay, now you give it to him.
I give it to Kurtz slowly.
There we go. The circle's complete. Look at that.
It's
Fucking
like
circles.
herpes.
Look at
If you
that.
give it to 10 people, you get rid of it.
Wait, hold on. Before you
What about Urgra?
hand it to Urgra. Yeah. Sorry.
Urgra is not in the room.
Oh, Urgra's not in the room. Where'd she go?
Where'd she go?
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought she was with you.
Listen, we have a weird.
I thought she was with me. Oh,
We have a
fucking
weird teenager for her to hit on here. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Everywhere we go.
She was interested with that Tabaxi fellow.
Yeah, sure. And I'm sure when we go to the Bane territory, it's going to be the albino Bane.
Yeah.
Who's a wizard.
Sneaking out at nighttime, just.
Mom and Dad don't
curfew.
understand him.
Getting weird haircuts and makeup. Fucking. Fuck.
Well, I think we can skip Urgra this time and just give it to Kurtz.
All right, just give it to Kurtz. That's fine. Complete the circle. Okay, great.
We'll do a masculine ring this time, and we'll include her later.
Okay, fair enough. Sure.
Tatiana.
Yeah, there was a chick in there somewhere, but yeah.
Well, she gave birth to a boy, so it balanced out either way.
There you go. Timmy's in there. Fucking goddamn it. I'm going to bed. Just starts lay on a bed of hay or mattress, whatever the hell's in here.
I don't know.
Someone check on Urgra. I'm not doing it. I'm way too tired, and Finley will lay down.
All right, I'm gonna send Orion out because he's a bird. Night works well for him. Go find
That's true.
Urgra.
That's true. At nighttime and shit. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, so Finley's turning in. What about Kurtz?
I'm gonna
Now that you have your everyone's touched necklace.
Yeah.
Might have COVID on it. You're not sure.
I'm gonna. I have lay on hands. I can cure diseases.
Yes.
Disinfect it.
Yeah. I'll keep it at 6 feet from here as I cleanse it.
You pub lay on hands and
lay on sanitizer on the thing.
Guiding bolt it with some holy fire real quick.
Sacred flame a few times.
Yeah. If it doesn't work with sanitizer, it works with fire.
Magic,
Yeah,
folks.
I'll
Science.
I'll just sort of bounce it in my hands a few times, looking at it, sort of remembering, and then I'll attune to it.
Okay.
And that's my. You said we have 3 attunement slots. All right, I only have. That's the only one. I got one.
And I look for Urgra with Orion.
All right, where would Orion find Urgra?
So after everyone left, Urger kind of just stayed behind and made a quick note of where everyone seemed to be turning in for the night. And after maybe a few minutes of things being quiet, she would have walked over to one door and.
Whose door?
Is it Bishop's?
Sean, you know whose door I'm knocking on.
It's Bishop's, isn't it?
All right. So as you will hear through Orion Selena's voice saying, "Just a minute, please. All right, come on in. I'm ready."
I'll open the door.
Sorry, it took me a moment. I was getting dressed for sleeping, and it was not quite appropriate. She kind of has a robe on, and with that, we are actually going to end the session for tonight because we're at the 4-hour mark.
Nice.
I hope everybody...
That was a weird vibe, Sean, that you just put off.
I
It
was.
a weird
I'm
vibe.
ready.
Teams, the fuck?
Yeah. A nightgown? You go to bed with me?
I'm ready now.
We got Urga wrong this whole time.
Draw me like
In
one
my
of the orc
defense,
women.
Someone can't
Reverse
even
cougar,
say-
man.
Draw me like one of your 3 goddesses.
In my defense, someone can't even say geode without everyone saying penis.
She has to move farther away because Urger can't see her up close.
There was just something in the soup or in the pie. Either way.
Yeah.
All right.
Both.
Very
both.
quickly, as we are getting ready to wind this down, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, anything, we will all be watching the chat, and we would love to answer your questions. Well, it was a long one tonight, but that was a lot of fun. You guys got a lot of lore dump, some good RP. Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out with us. We got some raids. We really appreciate it. We had some follows. We had a sub. Great stuff. We appreciate everyone. Just to remind how we are working, we just reset all the table tokens because we just started a new quarter. Every 3 months we start a new quarter. Just kicked it off as of yesterday for this one. So table tokens will be accrued for the 3 months, and the top 40 at the end of the end of this quarter is going to give the top 40 people VIP badges. So it's a really cool way for us to say thanks for sticking with us. You guys get the points from watching and playing all the mini games. So those who are the most active, they get the VIP. Those who are here with us constantly are VIP. So we thank everybody for hanging out. AJ, real quick, do you want to plug and tell everybody all the other great shows that we have on the channel for them?
Yeah, so Sunday we have Ages Past at 6:30 p.m. with me DMing, along with Connor and Kyle here, and Kayla, Cody, and Scott. You can also check out on Saturday, Day Spoon's Magic the Gathering Arena, also at 6:30 p.m. And of course, if you have any more discussions you'd like to chat with us, we have the Discord information right there in the middle for you to click on and to join our community.
Awesome. YouTube is where we put all of our episodes. If you guys missed anything, if you want to catch up on past ones, all the shows are there. The link is down below. Also, if you do !YouTube, it will give you a link in the chat. I haven't seen any questions. What were some of the other new quarter announcements? I'll quickly go through those. Raffle changes, no vault. Oh, we have the 10,000 bits challenge. So if you guys see up top, all the bits you guys cheer goes towards that bar. So once the bar gets to the end, if you guys can complete it by the end of the quarter, we are going to be doing a merch giveaway. So that'd be a lot of fun. If everybody comes together on that, we can start giving away some cool merch. So we have that. Rise of Unity is going to, more details will be coming soon. Same with world building. Oh, it's got some more cheers. Cool. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. Great session. Lots of good RP stuff. So.
And last bit, if you guys want to support the channel, merch. We got some really cool stuff. Coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers. Link is in, just click the white one down below. All right, we're going to turn it for the night because we don't see any questions. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.